Digital Network.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
I'm president of the Homeowners Association.
Bring them out, bring them out. Baking soda.
Man School 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't. Ew. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, what would Dante do? The sexual revolution's being podcasted, and I'm excited. What's up, my people? We got fucking Domino. I got his nickname now. Yeah. Domino on the wheels of steel on production. Say what's up, Domino.
What's up, everybody? What's up?
We got to get you a catchphrase because that.
Let's see, Domino.
That is trash. What's up, everybody?
Well, he's building it up. He's building it up. He's working.
I got to produce. Also, we got my boy in the building, partner in crime, man school aficionado, and my own original, one of my first disciples.
Yeah, one of your Padawans.
One of my little Padawans.
One of your Sith Lords.
I might even, I would say Sith Lord.
Yeah, Sith Lord.
And here's what we do. We also got
it's Harry Turjanian, by the way.
Oh,
you started the
yeah,
intro.
my bad.
You got excited about the one part. It's all good. It's all good.
My boy, Harry Turjanian. Give it up for that. Where's the applause? Fuck. All right, whatever. I don't know where it is.
I think it's all the way at the top.
There we go. There we go.
All right, and today this is what I was thinking about, my people. I feel like we need a little feminine energy in the room. Just in general, we're doing, this is a call-in advice show, and I want to bring a little feminine, so I'm going to be rotating people in and stuff, so I'm hoping if you like it, you'll come back again, and we'll, get a little perspective. So give it up for Khalees Hawkins, yo.
I got a little feminine energy.
You got a whole lot of feminine. Oh shit, that's a lot. That's like a dumpster full of feminine. Where them hips is moving. God damn. Looking beautiful and all. Yo, get that number up. I'm not playing. I ain't playing today. I feel like I'm a little amped up, but I had a good weekend.
Yeah.
I had a good weekend. Yeah, I had a good weekend, and but I had a shit. I had something that happened. I had a call. I did the live on Sunday, and one of my brothers was calling. He was talking about somebody cheating. He talking about a specific NBA player.
The NFL player. Was it Steve Smith Jr.?
Yes.
Steve Smith. Oh, Steve Smith Sr. He's an analyst that got caught fucking somebody's wife or whatever.
Yes.
The guy called him.
Yes, and the guy called him, and so the guy was like, "Yo, what about that? What's your take on that? Blah, 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 blah."
What do you got to say about that, Steve? Because he was recording him, so he's really trying to what do you got to say about that? Steve is like, I'm sorry. Right?
Yeah, and
it was a weird one because it's sort of like what you should do is like, well, you might want to have this conversation with your wife. I don't know why you're yelling at me.
That's what everybody was like, dog. It's not, if your chick wanna fucking smash somebody else. I don't know. How's it? The dude. I mean, I don't know a dude that'll turn down some free pussy. I don't know anybody. I don't know. I don't even know if men have that kind of fortitude to
turn down,
to just be like, oh no, thank you. I don't know.
Turn down? Are you saying
yeah, but I am fucking my dick is abused and has scar tissue and wounds from the war and everything. I've been around.
Your dick is at the VFW.
Yeah, it's at the VFW.
Yeah, psychological damage at the VA hospital.
Yeah, so I know that I'm also older. And
I've turned some down. I mean, I'm in a relationship, so I've turned down
plenty.
I mean,
yes, right, because you're in a relationship. But I'm saying just some like you yo,
You're saying morally, if you're ready to go and a woman is married, you're like, it's not your responsibility to turn it
and you
down.
know that's what I say all the
Yeah.
time. Now look, I'm not saying that you should do it because if morally you're in a place where you feel, but I also say it's not some guy's responsibility to maintain
your marriage,
their marriage,
Yeah.
or their relationship. I can totally understand why you would say, listen, it's a married person, such and such and such. But let me say this something: if you got a woman and she's open for business, and she's open for business, and if you come in and shop around and leave, they don't shut the doors. The doors is open. So there's definitely something going on that makes her go, all right, I'm open for business, and you see what's up. You know what I mean?
And that's his responsibility
it's
in the relationship.
And if she doesn't think, here's how I see it. If she doesn't think that she's like that, she doesn't see you as a viable entity, that she doesn't mind risking that, right? That is also her choice. If somebody's gonna cheat on me, I want them to cheat on me today. I don't want to wait 2 years, 3. If she's a cheater and that's her constitution, cheat on me yesterday so I could get your bum ass out of my life and have somebody in my life that's gonna
That is reliable. That is
that's gonna
good. Yeah.
appreciate what I, and maybe sometimes it just doesn't even work that. It doesn't even fit that way. But I think you have to be honest about what the situation. And the guy was talking to me, and he went. It was like really went off the rails.
What was his take on it? That he was.
So he said it's fucked up because black dudes have this stigma of being immoral and fucking dudes' wives, and it makes us look bad and blah 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 blah. And that just that rubbed me.
There's plenty of white dudes fucking people's wives. Everybody.
And he goes, and so I had to give him a history lesson. I said, first of all, the reason why black men are, the reason why we have the big dick stereotype, the reason why we have this openly promiscuous, it was because of the fact it goes all the way back to the history of slavery, where those black guys trying to fuck our women. They're with their big black penises coming, and so the big they can't stop sticking it in stuff.
You make it sound like it was a ghost story, like they got a flashlight and then they show up and they start wiggling their hips in unnatural ways.
Okay, you're laughing, but let me tell you something. Here's the crazy thing. The first motion picture ever shown in the White House was
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation, where the guy dressed in blackface was running around just raping white women, pretty pristine alabaster white women. That was the first movie ever shown in the White House.
Which president? Do you know it? What year would it have been? I'll look it up.
The racist one.
Well, yeah, I mean.
So this woman was white?
I don't even know if she was white, but his take on this was we need to have some morality. And so I said, okay, and this is the problem with the country in general. People say shit and don't know what the fuck they're saying.
I mean, he's acting like we're all on the same team. Like every black man's on the same team. You're not even on his football team. You're not in his league. Yes. Why are you going to talk about what plays he makes? You're not in his same
all
realm.
Of a sudden, because this dude cheated on the wife, it makes all black men. And don't get me wrong, that is something that black people have worried about. Because if we do when Timothy McVeigh blew up the fucking World Trade Building, everybody didn't say, "Look at Domino in the back just blowing up." Nobody said that. We got a call. Let's go.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Nice.
They don't play.
Hello.
What's up? What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Dries. I'm calling from Philly.
What's going on, Philly in the building? Congratulations on the Super Bowl. And how can I help you?
Yes. Thanks and congratulations. Yeah, big fan. So what? Get right to it. I just feel like I've been having situations where every girl that I take seriously, that I actually want, like things always fall apart. But every girl that I don't really take seriously, they're just ready to like basically like fuck or just like chill or I don't know if I can say that word, but it just seems like everything I want just falls apart. But just like everything.
Okay, wait, stop. Let me because the wrinkles in Khaleesi's forehead means that she don't know what he's talking about. So every girl that you like, it falls apart.
Yeah, basically.
And the girls you don't like, what? They want to be with you. Hold on, wait a minute. Yo, big shouts to, we got a Cash App. Hold on. $5 from Xavier, always coming through. My peoples. Thank you, brother. $5 from Xavier, always coming in and bringing that. By the way, y'all, send me some money. Cash App is on the thing. So you're saying the girls that you don't like, what? They want to get in a relationship? They want to what's the difference?
Like I don't really know. That's why
I'm gonna tell you right now. It's like pizza, right? If somebody brings you free pizza and they put a stack of pepperoni and a stack of mushroom, tell me which one's gonna leave sooner.
Say again?
If somebody stacks some free pizza, is a stack of pepperoni pizzas, 2 boxes, and then 2 boxes of mushroom pizzas. Which one is people gonna take first?
Pepperoni.
The pepperoni.
Yeah,
right. So if you like her, so many people like her too. So she knows she got somebody else that wants to take her. So if you gonna chill with mushroom gonna be waiting for you.
Okay, all of that is wrong.
Wow, first one.
But go ahead. So do the girls that you don't like want you, and the girls that you do like don't want you? That's what you're saying?
I mean, but the thing is, the reason why I'm confused is they don't want me for like different reasons. There's not like a common denominator.
Okay, stop. Why would there be a common denominator? Each woman has a unique and different perspective. They have different things that they like.
There's plenty of reasons to hate you, Drees. There's plenty of, as there is for all of us.
There's plenty of reasons to like you as well. So, I mean, I don't know why you need a least common denominator. Why are you looking? The point, if you're saying they want you, the women who you don't like want you, and the women who do like you don't. The women that you like, you don't want, is that ultimately, am I correct in that assumption?
Yeah, like the reason why I want a common denominator is that if I can get rid of like the issue, I can solve it.
Well, but the issue doesn't have anything to do.
You start liking mushrooms.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
Police,
fuck
you're
we're
hungry.
You do.
You're
It's
hungry
like,
because you
I'm telling you. Okay,
here.
I'll take away the metaphor. If he likes the women,
I didn't even know why we had 2 pizzas
if he
instead of
likes
one.
the women,
Yeah.
it means that they're likable. If you don't like the other women, it means they're probably not as likable.
This is exactly why we don't have a lot of women on this show. That's absolutely wrong.
I'll tell you what I think.
Go ahead.
I think
every woman I date is attractive. Like they have options.
That's not the
they're
point.
all good pizzas, is what he's saying. They're all delicious, well done
Can we
pizzas.
stop?
But
If we talk about pizza
can we
one
get
more time, I'm
Domino,
gonna shoot myself
Domino,
in
can we
the
get some
fucking
pizzas
face.
in? Look, here's what I think it is. I
ahead.
think when he likes a woman, he puts more effort into it and he becomes too accessible, almost like he starts gushing. And then women, for whatever reason, don't respect that as much, as opposed to when you don't like a girl, you start keeping your distance. All of a sudden, you become more intriguing.
I wanna give you a correct on that, but not completely.
Okay. What
So,
aspect do you think?
Go ahead. What do you want to say?
I used to, I'm to respond to that. I used to think that, like, you know what I mean? But, like, the last girl, the Colombian fiery girl, like, the reason she complained that she left twice, basically. The first reason she complained was, it's a long story, but I'm the second black guy she dated. A text came through my phone. A notification didn't come down from my banner. Her ex basically did the same thing where you didn't have notifications from the message app. And it triggered her and shit like that. Then she left. Then she came back again. And then the reason she said she left and came back is that I wasn't like serious enough. I wasn't texting her enough. I wasn't doing enough. Like,
Okay, stop.
I didn't seem like I was a serious person.
Okay, listen. Let me make this clear. The first thing is this: when you like somebody, right? Your accessibility, right? Sometimes you have women who, if you are too accessible, then they don't see value in you. Okay, especially if they have low self-esteem, because this is not just women specifically, but this is men and women. Like, if you don't have self-esteem and somebody likes you more than you like yourself, they will go, and subconsciously they're going, I know I ain't shit. Why do you like me so much? There must be something wrong with you. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I'm following.
So if you like if you like something that I don't like, then there must be something wrong with you. So what happens is, because of that, right? And that's why you see, like, a girl will take a guy who is elusive and not available. that chase, and that's not just men, that's women too. Men and women involved. The one we want, the one that we can't get, and the one that we can get is there. It's a simple supply and demand. It's like the availability of a product lowers its value. You understand that?
Yeah, I understand the accessibility paradigm, but she actually. So the thing is,
I don't care what she said. Stop saying that.
Oh, okay.
You cannot look when she's talking about this, right? She's talking about this based on her emotional state at the time, right? And this is what her assessment is. If when she left you the first time, it was because of some other dude who cheated on her who had notifications, right? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Did that have anything to do with you?
No, not
No,
really.
it didn't. Absolutely. So this was something that had absolutely nothing to do with you, but yet and still she left you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you let her back in. Now, when you let her back in, did you have a discussion about why she left?
Yeah.
What did you?
She said, okay. She basically said.
I know what she said. I had to know. My question is, did you talk about what your boundaries were? Or did you just let her waltz back into your life, treat you like it was just open? It was an open door policy. Never mind. I'm asking you a question. I already know what you did. You let her back in. She's a baddie. You let her back in. But what should have been said? What was this thing? And she said, "Well, I had a boyfriend, and she notified." Which you would say, "What?" First thing I would say is, "What does that have to do with me?" And then I would say, "Here's the prerequisite. We can try this out again slowly." But understand something. If I'm going to be held responsible for something I didn't do, then you can go the fuck back to where you was.
Mm-hmm. And get some pizzas while you're out there.
You understand?
Yeah.
So now, at the very least, she has to respect your boundaries, because you're just not, just like when I can leave, I leave. When I come back, I come back. Like no woman respects that, because it shows that you have no respect for yourself. And if you have no respect for yourself, how can she respect you? How does a woman know who you are? You tell her. You tell her in your tone, the way you walk, the way you talk, the decisions you make, the way other people treat you. And so if she can disrespect you, just leave and say, "Oh, I had a flash in the pan, I just was triggered," and leave, then the first thing you should have addressed was, okay, what were you triggered by? Like, what did I do? And if there's no reason, then you need to be clear that, listen, if you're just gonna be triggered and leave, then go the fuck where you was. Mm-hmm. Because what you're basically saying is you're putting time and effort into somebody who there's no rhyme or reason to it, and you're not holding her accountable. You understand? Now, if you're telling me you like women, the women that you don't like leave, the women that you like leave, and the women that is the same thing in reverse. You like these women, so you're putting time and effort, and they don't, and because you're so accessible, they don't like you. They have the same problem as the other chick, but in a different direction. And you have the same problem. You don't like you. Now, the chick who is unavailable to you, you like her, right? You put all the time and effort in it. And then the ones that you don't like, you're unavailable, so that they're chasing. And so all of this is very immature in the fact that you haven't really dealt with your own personal self-esteem. And you're looking for this overall pattern of what you're doing. And the pattern is that you don't respect yourself. Okay? And so you got to start so then the question I would ask is, why don't you respect yourself? Why can somebody just have access to you? Because she's pretty, or she got a fat booty, or big ass titties, or why did somebody just be able to get you? The fact, first of all, if somebody's attractive, your value is not your measure of your value is what you do, not what you are. You understand? It is the fact that you are authentic. It is the fact that you're credible. It's the fact that you're empathetic. All of those things are important, and the credibility also goes to the fact that you have enough, you know what you bring to the table, and the only way you could know what you brought to the table is by the fact that you've worked on being the best version of yourself. And so when somebody tries to tell you that like I remember this chick told me I was cheap, And I was like, what? First of all, anybody knows me knows I'm not cheating. And so what happened was I was
You're reckless.
I am
If anything,
reckless.
you are financially reckless.
I'm out off the hook. I just bought a $3,000 set of drums.
What?
So, because I'm teaching myself how to play. But that's neither here nor
No.
there. My point is that you have to, what we need to do is really explore why you don't respect yourself.
Can I ask out of curiosity?
Wait, can I say something to that? Oh, good.
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay, so like, yo, like I've been watching this. I've been listening to you, Patrice O'Neal days, and like I've listened to you for a while, right?
Okay.
So I came to the conversation when we finally met up, right? About like, yo, like I came to her basically expecting to say something along the lines of like boundaries and shit like that, right?
What?
But then-
Wait. I didn't.
This is with the girl that you're getting back together with the second time?
Yeah, the
The
girl
Trump
that got
2.0, the one who
I
left
came-
and then came back for a second term?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I came
And we
to her
see how
like,
that's
yo,
turning
yeah.
out. But go ahead.
Yeah, but then she came to me and she was kind of authentic, almost kind of like, yo, like I asked you for a consistency. You went a couple days, you disappeared a couple days without texting me, and like creating anxiety, all this other stuff. Like I want somebody consistent, I want somebody serious stuff. Like
Okay,
that.
so
And she had
stop.
There was some truth to it.
Stop.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. So something goes busy and you don't text her, she gonna leave you? Is that
that's
what
true.
is that the parameters of how we gonna live?
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
Okay, that's how you want to live? That the minute you so your dog dies or your mother dies or whatever, and you don't forget to call her, and then she's gonna leave you because you weren't consistent enough that you have to speak to her every day or text her. That's somebody that's insane. I mean, you gotta. Let's say you're in this relationship for 10 years, and you gotta worry about the minute you don't text her back, she gonna leave you. Is that a type of relationship you want to be in?
Yeah.
Yes, you want to be in it, or no, or you just going, you agreeing?
No,
with
no,
me?
no. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be in it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You listen. You can date crazy women. Everybody got their shit. The problem is you have to create the boundaries that either doesn't allow this fucking insanity, or you gotta leave them alone. And if all that's the thing, but the bigger problem is how come you don't have respect for yourself when it comes to this? Why are you looking at somebody's?
Or why are you
clear-
letting her would you let her get away with
That's my
that, so
point.
to speak, is what Dante's asking.
Yeah, I think I was just empathetic, like little.
No,
kid,
don't.
like,
That's for you. Can't sell that to me, though. That's not it. She's a baddie, and you liked her,
And you're scared of losing her.
and you
you're
figure,
scared
oh,
of-
it's another chance, and I could put my dick in her, and I don't want to lose that.
Right,
That's-
because if it was one of the girls you didn't like, you would use that behavior as an excuse to let him just walk away.
you would have just let them all.
Kick rocks, bitch.
So you wanna know how she walked away the last time? This last time?
You already told me you had a text message and she left.
No, you
No,
told
no,
us
no.
this
This-
was
so came
back.
this is
Came
how
back
she was
and talked,
entering
right?
back into the relationship. This
Okay.
is
All right.
how did she leave the last time?
So basically, I was like, all right, cool. I dropped off at work. I was like, I'm gonna pick you up from work. We're gonna chill, basically. And then like my friend, like I basically had like a party thing, and I just told her like, hey, something happened with my friend. I'm gonna come get you like later on. Let me pick you up next week or whatever. And then she said, no, you're doing the same thing, blah blah. Like I don't want to talk to you anymore. Then she basically it's been over since.
Which is what I just said. The day that you don't text her back, she's gonna dump you.
Yeah.
Okay, is it reasonable for somebody to say you don't text me back, or something comes up and there's an inconsistency that I'm not even going to give you? There's going to be no explanation. Let me explain something to you. There's two things that you will have to do for the rest of your life: is give apologies and ask for apologies. No, everybody's imperfect. We all make mistakes, and in the context of us making the mistakes, if we are so arrogant that we expect perfection for people, now don't get me wrong, we pursue perfection. But perfection is we pursue perfection even though we know it's unattainable. And the reason why perfection is unattainable is because as you move closer to perfection, it moves further away from you. Because as you become closer to it, right, you see more flaws, right? So no matter how good I get as a comic, I realize that perfection is because I see flaws where I could do better. And the more I know, the more I could do better. So what I'm saying to you is you have to, anybody that doesn't have forgiveness you don't need to be with somebody. And and none of this, and to be honest, all this stuff that she's triggered by has nothing to do with you. This because her daddy didn't show up, or he was abandoned, or he abandoned her, or whatever. And so now, as soon as so anything that smells like it smelled when her father disappointed when she was a little girl, waiting for daddy to come home, or whatever the fuck it was, you're gonna be responsible for it. You cannot tolerate that behavior. And it's okay. It's okay for her to say, I feel this way. I feel insecure when you do this. And then you have to reassure her. But let's talk about the other part. You said you was going to pick her up, and then you blew her off for a party.
Yeah.
So you have no credibility. So the actual thing that she's worried about, she ain't wrong.
Yeah. So that's why I was going back. She said the availability thing with the pizzas.
It's not. We're not talking about fucking pizzas
Hold
no
on.
more. Right?
Okay.
Domino, how are we doing on the
Well,
pizzas? How's this?
So
Have
I
we put
haven't-
it in?
They're on the way.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank goodness.
This is not about my point is on the base level, right? So part of the reason why you don't have you are insecure about or insecure about who you are is because you ain't the best dude. Because you just said, my
gonna
man
pick you
had a
up from
party,
work,
blah blah.
yeah.
You could have just said I got something to do.
Well, you could have gotten her and gone to the party, no? There's
No,
an option.
I told her. She was like, okay, whatever, blah blah.
You
And
told
then
her
the
about the
next day,
party?
You said, hey, there's a party. Come over.
No, I just told her I had to take care of something.
Yeah, but you
That's
gotta.
a lie,
yeah,
though.
That's a
You
lie.
didn't have to take care of something. There was a party.
And then you told her what is credibility? That means when you say you're gonna show up, you show the fuck up. Now, why is credibility important? Because if a woman can't trust my credibility, when I tell her I love her, how does she know I'm telling the truth? If I tell her I got her back, how do I know? How does she know I'm telling the truth? If you lying, you have no credibility. So the
Plus,
most
yeah.
yes, go ahead.
Okay, so based on everything you're saying, that's why he doesn't like these other bitches, because when
They
he
let
goes
him
to the
be-
party,
he
he
let-
goes, "Oh, why you let me do that? Because I know
Well, 'cause he
I
don't like
am
himself.
dishonest."
Which is what I say.
If
He
you're
just-
not
he-
screaming
you're not
at me,
even-
you don't care. Yeah.
yeah.
If you ain't bitching at me,
See
how do
how
I
it
know?
all-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
know-
not about the pizza.
It ain't about the pizza or the mushrooms or the pepperoni. So when you call this show and we talk about ACE, right, which is the three principles is authenticity, credibility, and empathy. And the reason why I tell guys you have to live that. You have to tell the truth. You have to be credible, and you have to have the empathy of other people. Now, when you do those three things, you can't be you can't be a better human being.
He wants to be better, and that's why he likes the girls who want him to be better, but he's not ready to be better. And so when the other bitches let him do whatever, he don't like them because they don't even want him to be better.
That is a good point. And then he could,
Damn.
they treat you like you don't think you deserve.
Let me ask one more thing. Why didn't you want to invite her to the party? By the way, what was the?
Because he was skeezing out.
Because he's trying to find somebody else at the party.
Checking
Like,
hoes.
there's going to be bitches at this party. I can't have my lady ruining my game. Is that part of it, Dries?
No, it was just like different. She's like Colombian. It was like a black party. It was like it wasn't.
You're
her
right.
thing.
Black
She's,
people
like,
hate
more, like,
Colombians.
Yeah. Like
not like
Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I can't believe you. You
that's
left
literally
me.
how she sounds. That's literally how she sounds.
Oh my, oh my God! I can't trust you.
Literally, that's
Why
that's
don't
her.
you
That's
text
literally
me? You promised you were going to
You
text
text me. It's over. I'm out.
Like she's not gonna join the party. Like, why is everybody dancing like this, but there's no salsa?
Where's the bachata? Cumbia.
Pizza.
Pizza. There you go.
So you understand what I'm saying? You're creating a scenario where you're gonna lose, right? And then the women that like you. But if you're gonna there's something that I say all the time. Is I say my truth sharpens your honesty. That means I'm such a truthful person that shady motherfuckers don't fuck with me. And the reason why they don't fuck with me because I'm going to expose them because
Shout out to Lord Jamar.
Shout out to he don't know me that well, but anytime
Oh, he knows you pretty well now.
Yeah, well,
he knows
yeah,
all
yeah.
he needs to know now.
Yeah, I'm a straight up dude, and I don't have to worry about what nobody's saying because I'm honest. So there's no I have no fear of what is exposed or what's not exposed. I'm 10 toes down all the time. If you're 90% trustworthy, that's the definition of a liar.
Yeah.
Bars.
So I should have.
So you got to be a
I
better
guess I'm-
dude, and when you practice as a better dude, you will automatically understand that you deserve better, and you also don't deserve somebody to just at the whim of something that happened when she was a child, and then you have to pay for the fact that her daddy didn't love her. You know, like that's not fair either. And I'm not saying that you can't be empathetic about that and explain to her what's going on, but that's where the true love happens when you get, and Khalees, you can talk on this, no pizza stuff, but the fact that if you have a man and he sees you for what you are, and he understands you, and he doesn't get upset because you might be freaking out. It's you want the guy to be the rock that when it's all crazy, and he's like the man in the eye of the storm, and you could lean him because you feel safe with this. Even your crazy shit, her crazy shit, you calm her down because I know this motherfucker got me.
I had to find somebody in my mind like that. I have a friend like that. I've never had a significant other like that.
No,
but definitely have had.
It's me.
Definitely have had some friends that can calm me down when I'm out of whack.
Yeah, I'm one of them. We did that today on the way here, right? So,
Oh boy, we got to hear more about that. What's going on? Are we
just-
able to? Are we just too
It's
soon?
comedy stuff.
yeah, it was comedy, but it's a great metaphor. You understand what I'm saying, dog?
Yeah, I'm definitely
Listen,
like taking
book a consultation. We got to figure out because you got some funky shit under the skin of this. There's some dirty shit underneath this. Is why you're triggered by this. Why this is going on.
Do we have another caller, or can we ask him how the other ones? Because I'm curious also. Because we focused on the one. I'd love to know.
We've been on for a long.
Oh, okay,
been here
fair
for
enough.
a while. But I mean, what do you want to ask him?
I'm just curious some of the other ones because we only got the
we already know,
Colombian
but we
one.
already
I know what
know.
it is, but I'd love to know.
But we already know. He's gonna say the ones he likes, they chase him, and the ones he don't like, they run from him. That's, I mean,
Yeah.
We don't. You don't have to eat the whole birthday cake to know that it was made with rotten eggs. All you need is a spoonful. Bars. Anyway, yeah. So get me up, DanteNero.com. Click on consult. You can book a session, and we can get that funky shit underneath there. That's triggering you to act in this way. That's that makes you uncomfortable. I mean, you have to be your thinking has to be directed. It has to be intentional. Okay.
Thanks, appreciate it. All right.
You're welcome, boy.
Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Put that number up, man. 513-202 Nero. It don't get better than that. Send me some money.
Can I ask you something about Khalees?
Yeah.
Because there was a thing that happened with Khalees. I think we talked about, but I didn't mention her name. I don't know
What?
when we were in the green room there at Broadway, and there was a guy who was like a chef or something.
Oh yeah.
That you wanted to ask out, but you were nervous because he was too confident, and then you were like, oh, he was confident. You were turned on by that, and then when he was like, oh, then afterwards you're like, oh, he's too confident. Maybe I have to avoid him. And I was like, just talk to him and ask him out. Did you end up asking him out?
I reached out to him and he didn't get back to me.
What?
No. I think he was just traveling through town.
He's like a Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Papa was a Rolling Stone. Yeah.
We do
He
have a
missed
caller
out
on the
on-
line, Dante.
Let's go. Who we got?
He missed out on
Domino
some
on
pizza.
the point. What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, it's Bueno.
What up, Selena? What's going on? So let me
Yo,
just
what's up,
real
man?
quick. Let me tell you something. Selena's been, turn. What's all that noise in the background?
You at a
Sorry, I'm
Walmart? What's
bored.
going on?
Huh?
I'm in the store right now. But
I-
step out.
Okay, nigga.
Yeah, you
call,
should
call
step
me
out.
back when it's quiet. What are you doing? You know better than this. You talk to me all the fucking time. What the fuck?
Hey,
All
get me
right,
some
all right,
corn
I'll-
nuts while you're there, bro.
Call me back. All right, numbers up. What is it again? 513-202 Nero. Send me some money. Yeah, I think that so let me just say this real quick. Selena's my little shorty that I've been consulting with him since he was like 17 years old.
Wow.
And he was like scared and he's a fucking beast now. But still gets in his head every once in a while. He was like my little shorty. We got a call. Let's go. Yo, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, bro, this Ace from Philly, bro.
What up, Ace? What's going on? How can I help you, bro?
Hey, man, I remember calling you a few weeks ago about the situation with my wife and her girlfriend from Venezuela.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you explain that? What was this?
I got an update, though, man.
What's
I got
the
an
update?
Okay, basically, one of them is like she's a computer person.
Okay,
too.
hold on. Let me just explain this so you could.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Ace
go ahead.
had his girl. Your girl is Puerto Rican, yes?
Yeah, my wife.
Your wife was Puerto Rican, and she was talking about voting for Trump, right?
Right.
And
right,
he said, yo, what are you doing? You got people who are illegal, right? Like, why would you vote for Trump when you're voting against your own interests?
And she's like, I want those paper towels.
And she says, and whatever the fuck happened, he explained to her yo, this dude is talking about deporting people. And then she was like, but she listened, she respects him, so she listened to him, and she kind of changed her thinking. Then what happened was when Trump came in, her two friends, one was from Venezuela, and where's the other one from?
Both from Venezuela.
Both from Venezuela. They ended up having to hide out because they're living with him now with their kids because they're afraid that they might get deported. Now, what's the update?
Update is, one, I found out that she's into computers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the other one makes trinkets. Like she does she makes bracelets.
Okay, how's this significant? What is significant about this?
The significant part is, okay, back in the 90s, I had a website, and I was doing drop shipping, and my wife, I told my wife about that, and then she put it to me. She was like, "Yo, what if you?"
So y'all got a business now.
Yeah. Basically, the one. I put her down with this website. It's called Square Blank. I'm not going to promote it, and then the other one, the other website is Shopper Blank.
Okay.
Long story short, the computer person, the girl, she put the website up, but she couldn't put it in her name. So she put it in my wife's name.
Yeah.
So she started printing, my wife's girlfriend, one of them, started printing different logos, on T-shirts.
Okay.
This, that, and a third. You know what I'm saying? Just about like.
All right. We said
like
that you
it's
started.
going great.
You started
What's
a
the
business,
problem?
but what was the problem? What's the problem?
No, there's no problem.
He got slaves.
The other one
This is-
make. This is an update. The other one made trinkets and stuff like that, like bracelets, necklaces, stuff like that. So they're contributing.
Oh, okay.
To my household.
All right, cool.
To my household.
So you got you like a trinket pimp right now.
Bitch, wear those bracelets.
No. And what I'm saying is they're contributing to my household, you know what I'm saying, because they're living there.
Right. Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And of course they're gonna make some money in their pockets too.
Okay,
to
real
help
quick,
out.
question. Quick
You know what I'm
question.
saying?
In their bedroom,
But
is the lock on the inside or the outside of their door?
Yeah. This is very
Say
important.
again?
Yeah, his wife's Puerto Rican. She not having that bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he get stabbed. Fuck around. Right? And it's not no funky shit. He just let them stay because they were afraid that they were going to get deported.
But
And-
he gave out the whole website. We can find him now.
No, he can't.
No, he didn't give
You
out the
can't find
website.
out?
No, he was just not
It's
promoting
Ace
it.
from Philly.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
website.
Ace from Philly.
There's
That's
a lot
it.
of aces down in Philly. You can catch him. He's
Oh,
wearing an
there's-
Eagles
there's
jersey
a-
with a sideways hat, a green hat.
And a fitted on.
And he's at a Wawa eating a chopped cheese.
He's got trinkets.
He's got trinkets, though.
Yeah.
Damn, I
But
can't.
yeah,
What's the
it's
slang in
working
Philly,
out, though.
Ace? What's that slang in Philly?
John.
John.
The John, the Johns, yeah.
He's a John with a Philly jersey and a fitted. See, good. I'm glad. Ace.
Glad it's
I'm glad it's
out.
working out, and it's glad that they're doing. But the most important thing is the fact that you were able to kind of discuss this and have a forwardly moving conversation with your wife, and she didn't just blow you off, because you get that sometimes where a woman will listen to strangers but not listen to her own man.
Right.
Sorry, this is a
Right,
moment
right.
where you were right about something. Have you done the? I don't want to throw it in your face, but I was absolutely right about Trump. Has that come up in the relationship?
You goddamn right.
Oh,
The
nice.
fuck yeah. Yeah. And at the same time, because she's Puerto Rican, you know what I'm saying? You know, I was talking to Dante at what's my girl name? Dante?
Who? Oh,
Yamanika?
Yamanika,
Yeah.
yes. She was asking a question, and I didn't explain it, but basically, I schooled my wife on who she came from.
Yeah.
The Africans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With the Tainos and all of those.
Right.
So I don't want to go too far.
Yes. And so what was the thing that came up with Trump?
Yeah, I was basically saying that, yeah, first of all, you hated Trump when you voted for Hillary, and you hated Trump when you voted for, what's his name? Biden.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden, you don't hate Trump when it comes to Kamala? Are you serious? What's that about?
Well, you know what?
You know
So
I mean?
what did you say? What do you think it is?
Because she was a black woman.
Exactly. And so
You know what I'm saying?
anytime you see this kind of ridiculous choice, that like if we're saying, you know, all politicians are shitty and whatever, and you say you see all these political analysts, it was because of this and because of Gaza, no, look, you got to understand that there are racist tropes that are so baked into the soil of this that this country was never going to let a black woman be president. They weren't going to let a white woman be president. So you got to know they wasn't going to let a black woman be. And I think that we have to be honest about the fact that this rhetoric is so difficult that men don't really want to see, and you know, I mean, you got to be progressive, and they don't want to be progressive about seeing that a woman could have done the job, and they especially don't want to see a woman of color at the job. And I don't think that that's necessarily all the way always conscious, but subconscious. We are talking about there's a programming that's in place that expects that. But Ace, man, I appreciate you calling back for the update, man, and pimp them trinkets, bro. All right.
No doubt, bro.
All right, family. Peace.
Better sell those trinkets. You
Yeah,
get on
sell
that
trinkets.
street and move those trinkets.
And hit my Cash App. Shit, it's fucking dope as I am. Stop playing.
Trinkle on.
513-202 Nero. That's the dude who fiddle in Rome burn. 513-202 Nero. It's like I had it's funny today. It's funny to talk about pizza. I was at the pizza parlor. As soon as we get a call, I'm gonna stop talking about this. But a dude was talking about DEI today, and he goes, "Yeah, the DEI." He was talking about the helicopter crash, right? And I'm trying. This
White
guy,
dude.
what?
Yeah.
Pizza parlor.
Just want to confirm it.
Yeah,
that's
and
all.
he's like, oh, well, you know, it's DI unqualified. And apparently, I didn't know this, but the pilot was also trans, I think.
I hadn't heard that.
In the helicopter crash, where the plane crashed into the
helicopter.
Wow.
So he was like, you know, she was trans, and then she was on suicide watch, and but I go, wait a minute. I go, first of all, let me explain to you, that's not what DEI is. DEI is the fact that it was a program, so just so that my fans know, so that you're educated on this, so that you just don't sound stupid. It was with people who had been disenfranchised. It was an opportunity to go to other communities and other people to give them an opportunity to get a job that wasn't more available to them or lesser available. It's not a matter of qualifications. The qualifications are not different. It's not that people were lowering the standards. It is the fact that they were giving an opportunity to people who didn't have the opportunity. I'll clean this up. We got a call. Let's go. What's your name? What's the up? He hung up? Yeah, we'll call back.
I also want to say I heard the DEI, the order of who it helps. It's
Yes.
white women, and then Asian, and then Spanish and Asian, one or the other.
Yeah.
And then it goes down this whole list. And then it's white
There's also-
male CEOs before they get to black people.
Yeah, there's also disabled veterans. Disabled people, veterans that, you know, people that came from, and disabled people, disabled veterans, and then black people are at the bottom.
Yeah.
So, but I'm saying, look, this is the thing, is that people don't. This is the same thing when I talk about Ace, when I talk about truth. I don't have and credibility, because if you're his guy is slinging pizzas and he's got an opinion about DEI and all he knows is pizza dough. And I was like, none of that is true, dog. Not as that she was a trans and she was she was on a suicide watch. I said, dog, even if she was she on a suicide watch while she was flying, or did she have some depression and got past it? Nobody let her fly in a plane.
Nobody went. Is she on suicide?
It was like get her out of the padded room and give her shoelaces back and then put her in a helicopter. Nobody did that. But and I said I totally get that. There's so much information. It's like whack-a-mole. There's so much trash. The point is, here's where you maintain your credibility. If you don't know, shut the fuck up. Or if you do want to have an opinion on, have the fucking wherewithal and the credibility to do the research so that you know what you're talking about. This is intricate in you maintaining your relationship, because once you lose credibility, it doesn't just okay. I'll give you an example. I talk about authenticity, telling the truth, right? And you not telling the truth means that you're untrustworthy. When you're untrustworthy, right, your woman doesn't, if you tell her I love you, she doesn't know. Now that means you have to be, when you tell people that they're liars, they initially think I'm lying. Yeah, okay, we got a call. I'll get back to this. Good, open it up. Domino.
Hi, Dante, how are you?
What's your name and what you calling from, bro?
This is Ahmed from Bahrain.
Oh, what's up, man? What's going on, bro?
I'm good. How are you? You got Harry and a new guest today.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Khalees. Harry, he might have beef with you because you did you were talking about something.
What is this now?
This is the dude from.
It's not about that.
Okay, I know that, but I'm just calling him out because he called me up. Alan actually called me up specifically to tell him to explain the whole idea with the dowry and the prearranged marriages, and stuff
dowry,
like that. And
sure.
there was some stuff that you said that was.
I said some inaccurate
stuff. Yeah, you kind of went off on the deep end. And
I
whatever.
guess I don't really have an
opinion.
But go ahead.
What's the question, family? Talk to me.
All right, so
where you calling from? Where you calling from, baby?
I said Bahrain.
Bahrain, yes. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, I talked to you a while ago about cutting people off from my life.
Yes.
And just minimizing the circle of people I keep around.
Yes.
So now the turn is on some of my closer acquaintances, like schoolmates, etc. We have groups, and I've been noticing a certain pattern with the girls that I've not been seeing with the guys, and it's mostly that you can't really arrange anything with them. So
women being fickle.
Yeah, they're very fickle. So when I asked on Reddit, or if I ask people around, they'd be like, "Oh, you're imagining things. It's in your head, and maybe it's because you have hidden agendas, or because you're a misogynist that they're not,
you should
and they're
stop talking
up
about
on that, and they're not."
Somebody is
saying the same thing.
Who's saying the same thing?
My other guy friends would say
the
the
same
thing.
they're
Even
fucking
the girls
idiots too.
I had with me and
They're dumb too, but to make an assumption that you're misogynistic and you have what is that based on? What?
My guy friends say that they notice the same patterns with the girls, not that I'm.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah. I'm pretty cool with my guy friends.
Okay, all right, because I get ready to cut their ass off.
To the girls, it's like every time you speak with them, like you want something from them, and some of them would go. I would say that even when you're doing something to help them, it's like they make you feel like they're doing you a favor by letting you help them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you have to understand something. This world, there's a new infectious COVID. It's called simping. And dudes, you got a bunch of dudes who are so okay with Dom. It's hot as hell in here, man. Can you please turn this up? The reality is that guys.
There's no vaccine for simping.
There's no vaccine. Just Man School 202. That'll fix your simping. The problem is this, that the level in which men hold women accountable is so low because of the fact that they often they just want to have sex with them, or they want access, or they want attention. And so it's funny because this call came in because this was exactly what I was talking about in the first place. The credibility of what you're talking about is doesn't just apply to when you, or like if you're lying, or you're trying to sleep with somebody's wife, or you're trying to steal money. We think of that as being lying, but there's also lying when you lie not to be confrontational. So if somebody's doing something you don't want to do and the girl is pretty, then you don't call her out on it because if I say something, she's not gonna fuck me, right? It's
not even just that. It's that. Okay, I told my friend, like, why don't I confront them about this? I'm going to talk to them. Because every time
why don't you confront who?
Why don't you bail on us? Wait, my friend's like, oh, don't, you're going to create problems.
Yeah,
it's not worth
yeah,
it.
because that's the point. What they're saying is don't create problems, which means compromise your manhood and your credibility so that you don't create problems, which is still a lie. Do you understand that? Because you're literally living a lie to accommodate something that you don't like. The other thing is men will also lie if they don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Now, I'm not saying you got to be honest with somebody to destroy their life. Do I look fat in this dress? Damn, you look like a cow with a mailbox wearing a spandex or whatever. The point is, you still can say, I don't really think that's flattering. But most men will not apply their level of honesty to that because they don't want to confront somebody and they don't want to mess it up. When you don't understand is that a real woman, when you're honest with her, she will respect you, even if she doesn't receive it correctly at first, or is taken back, because why wouldn't she be taken aback? Men lie to women all the time, especially if they want access. But it actually works the opposite. When you say, listen, I don't like that, or I don't this. I had this chick I wasn't even dating her, but she was like, I was a comic. She asked me, how did I do? And I was like, you stunk it up.
It's the wrong guy to ask.
Yeah, like you don't, you know what I mean? You don't, and she's adorable, right?
Oh boy.
But it's like you stinking it up. That doesn't change the truth. But at the very least, she knows that I'm gonna tell the truth. You understand? And that is more important than me compromising my manhood to make somebody feel uncomfortable, because that just makes you a sucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and the guys who are your friends who are saying don't say anything, don't do, what they're basically saying is you're gonna mess up. That she's not gonna like you.
Lie.
And you gotta lie. So
and it's not even about being liked. These are our childhood friends or schoolmates, people we grew up with. I'm not even hitting on them. I have no romantic interest in them.
Right.
It doesn't matter. People still have that quota for women.
Like, I can't even speak with them normally because I'm normally friendly with everyone, and I have to tone down myself so that no one would get wrong ideas or just I don't know, man. People it's like they're allergic to someone who is genuinely just friendly or kind or nice or honest.
Let me tell you something. That's not true.
You get punished for this.
That's not true. I mean, yes, you people. So this is what I said earlier. I said my honesty sharpens your truth. That's because shady motherfuckers don't fuck with me. They don't fuck with me because if they start lying, I'm gonna call them out. If somebody's stealing jokes, I don't give a fuck. Yo, that's somebody else. That's somebody. Don't do that. Shout out to Will Sylvans.
No.
So what I'm saying is, so and Harry's could speak to this because a lot of times I had to teach Harry not to stop giving space to people
who don't deserve it,
and who are unkind.
Yeah, who don't deserve it, don't appreciate it. Shout out to my dad, who's a real piece of shit. Just throwing that out there.
So my point is, but what is the option? You got to think about it like this. What is the option? The option is you hang around people who you can't be yourself, you can't be your true self, and so you have to live in this restricted kind of state. to accommodate them where you're never open and free about who you are.
And they don't do the same for you.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah,
exactly.
they never do the same. They
Right.
never do the same. Like, we can't even arrange a date. My friends would change their schedules. Me and my guy friends would change schedules to meet each other. And with
Right.
them, it's like, oh, I think I'm free 2 months from now. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating. Like, oh, I think I'm free 2 months from now. We can go out then.
Here's what I
And
would
the others
say.
don't.
Here, if
Like,
somebody
with the guys, like, I'm free, we can go out this week. The others, if they don't speak, it means they're not free. If you talk to them, they'll reply.
Right.
They won't ignore you or make you feel like you're burdening them by talking to them.
But you got to understand, at what risk are you keeping these friends around when they're just being abusive?
Sound like shitty friends.
Yeah,
It's annoying.
They're being abusive, and I just don't have that tolerance. I've had people. I will tell. Look, if I call you up and it's a date, and I go to pick you up, and I'll late 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I leave. I've left, and I've had a girl. I saw your car. Where'd you go? I go. I called you. I called you back. I even called before I left. I called you, and you didn't call me. You
I
didn't
saw
pick
your
up-
car do a U-turn
I
over the
saw-
median.
Well, I'm dressed. I'm downstairs. Yeah, well, we could try this again another time. But I'm always late. Or you get this. I'm always late, and I go. I totally get that. I understand that other people are comfortable with that. But my time is important, and if you cannot respect my time, then it's best that we just don't have a friendship, because I'm not going to I have no problem with making real compromises, but I'm not going to contort myself so that somebody who doesn't give a fuck about me is comfortable. In fact, if you're going to make me uncomfortable, you're going to be way more, and Harry's testimony that it's like, just
There's no problem making everybody uncomfortable, and not just the person who deserves it. Unfortunately, there's going to be some there's some scatter that happens. The whole room is uncomfortable.
But that's all because the people around me are liars.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we were at a club out, and this dude. I remember that drunk dude.
Sure. How could I forget? You made it uncomfortable. He was wearing a cowboy hat or something.
He said something to me like, "Oh, you were kind of funny," and I was like, "My man, stop talking to me." And he goes, "Oh, you, I forget."
Oh, Social Anarchy. The guy goes.
He comes over and he goes, "You're from the Sons of Anarchy. You have a motorcycle. You have a Sons of Anarchy." And I was like, as soon as he was already drunk, and that's what it was. He was with
family was there.
He was with his daughter.
His daughter was there too.
And
yeah.
I go, "My man, I don't want to talk to you." I go, "You're drunk, and I don't want to talk to you." "Oh, you such a tough guy." I go, "Yo," and Harry's looking about. The next thing is this getting ready to get dropped.
This guy is so unaware. I'm like, he has no idea that Dante's trying to do him a favor. It's like, it's not. I'm not just I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to send you to the hospital in front of your daughter, bro.
And I'm also
oblivious.
I'm also in a situation where I'm trying to be, because I understand he's drunk. You know what I mean? My point is, assholes have no problem being assholes and making you feel uncomfortable, and they never have. And the minute you call them out on, "Oh, you're sensitive," or "You did," I don't.
Yeah.
And then you.
They actually say that.
But that's manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
It's passive aggressive manipulative, because now it's like, "Oh, I'm not insecure." Then now you get the horns, because it's like, I see what you're doing, and I understand this. Now I look crazy because I know where this goes.
Yeah.
Like,
you skip. You don't go A to A, B, C. You just go right to
The second
C.
thing they usually say is you're a misogynist. No, it's not a misogynist. My guy friends who do that, well, I don't have guy friends who do that because I cut them off immediately.
Right.
And I'm supposed to give these people multiple chances. Otherwise, I'm a misogynist for some reason.
And I
have
don't.
female
And if
friends that I've kept up with for years, and they don't do this. That's why they're still my friends.
And you go, but I will also say, the problem is you are disrespectful, and you're treating me in ways that you wouldn't want me to treat you. And if you don't have a problem with that, and you think because you're cute or you got a vagina or whatever the fuck, or you think because you're rich or because of whatever, that I'm letting you know, it's just there's no wiggle room in that. let me say this. The other thing, I'm 58 years old. I have seen more sunsets than I'm going to see. I refuse to be uncomfortable in a situation with people who are not going to treat me with the respect, and that's how you have to be. And when you get older, you have less space to do it. It's just like, and where I used to be, like, I may or may not have been violent in the past, but what I'll do now is I'll cut you off. And I won't even tell you I'll cut you off. I just won't be available. I'm just not available. I just don't. Hey, when you see me, hey, bow, 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 and then you don't see me no more.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, let's get together. Let's get a bite. Yeah, let's do that. And then I just don't pick because it's so much. Because you have to understand when that is the constitution of people, right? That's how once you realize that that's how they act, they're always going to act like that. So if you, I remember one of my best friends, I borrowed money. He was, we're cool now, but he was strung out on drugs and he beat me out of money and never borrowed money, didn't pay it back. But then when I was like, yo.
There's a couple of people I'm thinking of here.
There's
Which
a couple.
One,
and then when I remember.
Is this one? Is this the DJ?
No, this is the other one. This is my man who I'm cool with now, actually, because he knows how to deal with me. And I remember he came into town and he fucked up his money or something, and he owed me money, and he didn't have money to get home. Like, he needed the bus to get home. He said, "Yo, can I have $35?" I was like, "Absolutely not." He's like, he goes, I had this funky situation. I go, "Yeah, but this is the consequence of you not having no credibility with me in the first place." And so if you gotta walk to Boston, you're gonna walk if it's left up to me, you're gonna walk or you're gonna go con somebody else. But we don't have that relationship, and we're still friends, but you can't get $1 from me. If you hungry, I'm not feeding you, dog. I mean, I would feed him, but I would never give him no money. I'm just saying that you're accommodating people that honestly, they don't really bring anything to your life in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't deal with these people, would you be heartbroken that you didn't deal with them, or would your life be enhanced?
Nah, I see them like once every few months.
Yeah,
so.
but even once, but you're calling up talking about this because it's aggravating.
It's aggravating, yes. It's like, how can I explain this? Now that I'm thinking to you, I remembered something. I went to a course for clinicians about narcissistic abuse and how to deal with the victims. Yeah. One of the things that they taught during that course is that the reason why some of the people stay or some of the people can't figure out what's going on is because of the enabling that happens with these behaviors. And it's very similar if you think about it from this perspective. How you know the truth is, as a normal person, is that you go to others and they confirm your reality. And so if you saw an alien alone without your phone and you want to tell Harry, even though he trusts you, he might take a second to believe you or maybe not. Like, he wouldn't believe you. Like Dante, we know that there are no aliens. They don't believe in God, but they believe in aliens now.
Yeah.
But if Harry was with you, and if you had your phone and you took a photo, even if you didn't, you are that much more credible just because Harry was with you when he saw the alien.
I don't have that problem. Let me explain something. I don't have that problem because I don't lie. And so when I say something, the credibility, I have built. Understand something, because this is a little bit too convoluted.
Yeah, we're out there now. We got aliens.
We're aliens. It's a little convoluted, and other people are listening. But let me explain something. You create the credibility, and then people never question you. I could lie whenever I want. Nobody would question it because I never lie. Yeah. They would just go, "Dante don't lie." He just doesn't. But that is something I would never risk, because it is at the core of who I am, and the respect that I get from other people is because I told a line. You understand? So these are people.
But then again,
go ahead.
Can I push back on that?
Yeah, quick. Well, yeah, probably not, but go ahead.
You could try to push.
In that case, I'll leave it for another day.
Okay. All right.
Good seeing to you.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
Khalees, you ever have to cut anybody out of your life? Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is all recent for me. That's why I'm so excited to hear all this energy because I just learned how to do it. And what I was going to say, if I was going to say anything, when he said that he doesn't care, I think you do care. That's why he called in, obviously.
Yeah.
But there will be a little bit of heartbreak at first when you have to adjust and when you have to fill in whatever you thought that was never really there. The delusion is that they're ever going to meet up with you and that they're ever going to be reliable.
Yeah.
And so when you have to face the fact that that's not true and find out why you ever wanted them to be telling the truth in the first place.
Hold on 1 second. Wait, pause. Yo, Richard Alegria just sent me $25 on the Cash App.
Oh,
bang,
nice.
bang, bang.
We're gonna need that to pay for the pizza. All right.
Lloyd Hinton sent me $20 on the Cash App. Thank you, brother. You the best. You the best. You the best.
Can I chime in on one thing? It hurts at first. It does hurt at 1st. But you keep doing it, it doesn't hurt anymore because you get used to it and you realize the benefit of just cutting people out. And then you move on to just not letting people in to waste your time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just started doing this, and the reason why it hurt so much is because so many people had to go.
Yeah.
It was like everything must go sale.
Yeah.
And when he's talking about narcissistic abuse, I'm like, dang, I found out that's the pattern of the kind of people I got near me.
Well, I also I don't like those, whenever, like everybody does this psychiatry therapy speak, narcissistic compulsive. We got to call.
We have a caller. I do want to say we have a super chat.
Let's go.
$50 super chat from Angela Washington.
Thank you, Angelo. You the best, man. Give me a horn.
Great show, guys. Have a great evening.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
But the point is, everybody's using, he's a narcissist, and nobody has. Oh, let me get the call. Let me just get him on, and I'll finish this thought. What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Yo, Dante, Seleno.
What up, Seleno? Hold on 1 second. Hold that point. Put a pin in that. The point is that people use these terminologies and nobody is trained on. I think there's a way to talk about this. If you are lying to people, you're lying. If you're being unreliable, then you're and I get what you're saying, but people use these terms and we get caught up in it. Everybody has psychology speak and nobody has a degree. And so I like to simplify, but I think what you said was really poignant is the fact that it is more about the potential of what you thought the relationship could have been, not what the relationship is. Because, and that's why I asked him, if you never, he says, I only meet up with them once a month. Yeah, but why should I be aggravated for once a month? And then what happens is, but then I think sometimes you can get to the point, like you said, where you don't let anybody in, and then you're in a situation where because you don't let anybody in, you closed off. So I'm a very open person, but because you get so aware of it. It is the little things that are the flags that leave it to, and so now I mean Harry will be with me. We'll be somewhere, and I don't like that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he'll go, huh? What? This happens to me and Godfrey all the time. Yeah, some guests will come, I don't fuck with that dude. And he was like, oh, because Godfrey's a people pleaser, right? And I'll be like, son, I'm telling you what the fuck. We just had Crazy Legs was on, and his man came in, and there was this whole thing about FBAs and hip hop, the whole Fat Joe thing. And his man walked in, he was like, yeah, he was like, I was like, oh man, it's crazy, good to meet you. And he was like, he's not Crazy Legs, I'm Crazy Legs. And I was like, all right, well, what? And then it was just threw me off, and I'm this, I'm this, and then I was like,
it's a lot of negative vibe right out the gate.
Yeah,
a lot of energy.
I think he said his name was, I don't give a fuck. He was like, I'm Puerto Rican Rob. And I was like, all right, good to meet you, Rob. I'm still, and then he was like, oh, like he was fucking, like the energy was high.
Yeah, I hate when people do that.
He's trying to be the center of attention.
And I was like, yo, dog. So then I started calling him Nicaragua Rob and Venezuelan Rob. But you're playing with me, and I'm not somebody to play with. So now I'm an asshole. Now I'm gonna make you, but it's like it's just stupid because we're grown ass men, and what are we doing? Selena, what's going on? Talk to me.
Yo. So you actually touched a lot on what I really wanted to talk to you about. So last time I talked, I told you this girl was calling me out my name.
Yeah.
And you told me just to stay away from her, what I did.
Which you didn't do.
No,
right?
I stayed away. No, I stayed away from her.
Initially, you didn't.
No, I
Okay,
did.
all right.
First thing.
Okay, all
First
right.
thing. Yeah.
All
I
right.
didn't. I will say. She came up to me like the next day in class, and she like stood next to me and tried talking to me. I just didn't say anything to her, and she tried starting up a conversation, and I didn't set the boundaries. I just said, "Oh, I'm trying to focus." So I didn't.
Oh, you told her I'm trying to focus.
Yeah,
Instead of, I
Yo.
told you not to call me out of my name. You're disrespectful. I already, please just leave me. I don't want to communicate with you. Like you can't. And this is why it's important. That's why I said you didn't do what I told you to do. What I told you to do is when she comes in, you say, listen, I respectfully, I'm not interested in talking to you. I told you, I set boundaries. I don't want you calling me out of my name. Don't do it. And if you can't do that, I'd rather just not have you in my life. I'd rather not have you in my circle at all. And if you had done that, then you wouldn't. So, but not doing what I said happened. What happened then?
So I just stayed away from her, and these past 2 weeks she was hitting me up on Insta, and I just ignored the text. She wasn't even. She was just asking me stuff, asking me different things. I just ignored her.
What are you doing, Selena? I hear a lot of noise, and you're moving around or what?
He's doing inventory at the Walmart.
Huh?
No, I'm in the car. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So she came up to me today, and she was like, "Oh, how's your project going? Don't say anything. Just mind my own business." And she's like, just standing really close to me. She's like, "Hey, hi, how's it going?" And she's just being mad awkward. Still don't say anything. And she's like, "Okay, bye," and then taps me on the shoulder and walks away. I didn't do anything again, and then that was when I texted you. So I'm getting upset at myself that I'm not acting.
Well, okay,
And
when you, but
end of
she
class
says
comes up.
hi. Go ahead, finish the story.
The end of class comes up, and she comes up to me. She's like, "Oh, you trying to finish your project?" And then I just looked at her and I said, "Listen, I'm gonna need you to stay away from me." And she just went, "Okay, got you," and then backed away and walked off somewhere else.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fine. That's
Well done.
That's and how you could have had that happen the first time I told you. I said, you have to assume, you can't assume that somebody understands where you're coming from. But when you create these clear boundaries, right, and then somebody goes, fuck off, I'm going to do what I want to do, you don't let anybody in that vicinity. And you don't even let them in their vicinity. You don't, whatever. But this is what I say to you, Selena. This is the problem when you piss me off, is because you call me up, you pay for consultations. I tell you what to do, and you do some version of it or some freestyle version of it. And then when it don't work out, you end up doing what I told you to do in the first place, which you still haven't done. Because what you should have said is you're a very disrespectful person. I set my boundaries and you couldn't respect that. Please, you got to stay away from me. She should have got that as well so that she knows where it's coming from. The reason why she's chasing you now is because by you setting those boundaries, you said, this is what my worth is. And I'm not going to let you have access if you're not willing to pay the price, which is love, respect, consideration, the thing that I give all the time. And when you didn't do that, she was like, well, let me try this. I'll flirt. I'll be cutesy. But when the line is clear, then people respect the line. And if it's not, it's not. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
What
else?
What about when people think you're? I guess my thing is I'm worried about.
I don't give a fuck. I know what you're gonna say. I don't care. Listen, if you're righteous in what you're saying, I don't care what somebody thinks, because it's not so. But you have to have self-awareness to know. Like, you can't be a motherfucker that's flighty or somebody who flies off the handle or somebody who gets emotional. You got to have control of your feelings. Once you have control of your feelings, the shit that they say about you, it rolls off like water on a duck, because you go, that's not true. Now, if I respect somebody and they have a critique, I go, what makes you say that? I'm interested in, because it might be something that I want to be better. But you got to understand, this all comes from an honest place that I do want to be the best human being that I want to be, that I can be. But you see, if I just want to if I'm always conniving and looking for an angle and some sidebar shit, I'm shady. You're saying it's like the first call. Yo, she's mad, crazy. She cuts me off because I didn't text her. Yeah, and you going to the
Then
party.
you blew her off.
You blew her off and tried to squeeze other chicks at the likes. Yeah, why would she trust you? You understand? All right, Celino, let me let you go, bro.
I had my first moment of not caring what other people think because I've always cared too much. Very first moment last week, I had a box that I had taken to work, and I forgot it. And they said, you have a box here. You have and when I came back to get it, they had already opened it up, right? Which is fine because they didn't know it was mine. But the box wasn't what I bought. I got this medicine, a parasite cleanser that's been helping me. It was flat tummy tea. And I got this big show coming up Thursday where I am trying to get in shape.
Right.
And the whole time I'm sitting here looking like, oh, they think I'm doing that. And it was the first time. They think I'm taking flat tummy tea. I'm out here. I'm exercising every morning. I'm doing planks.
But what made you think that they thought that?
Because it said flat tummy tea.
Yeah, but what made you think that what was your perception that goes that they're making all of these, it's like they all created a whole script. Oh, she's taking flat tummy.
Well, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Even though I was having that conversation with myself.
Oh, you
that
You
that
they're
trying to,
conversation
yeah, that they're
with
trying to
yourself.
discount my progress.
Yeah.
You know, I've been getting in really good shape for my show.
I'll
I
say.
decided.
Sorry.
Yeah, she saying Saturday she came through. I was like, nigga.
I knew Khalees would be the one person who'd appreciate it.
She's like, nigga. She started getting the Angela. She getting the Angela Bassett arms too.
So I'm very proud of my progress because it's just natural. It's just me in my living
you're
room
working
sweating it
for
out,
it.
right?
Yeah.
You're working.
And that ego in me too
Yeah.
wanted to control the narrative.
Right.
I didn't want to give flat tummy tea my narrative.
Yeah.
And I talked to myself and I said, this is not these people aren't important enough to me.
Yeah.
For me to even fight with my ego and to tell them I earned this body.
Yeah.
And I just sat there and I just let it burn.
Somebody
I was just
need
like,
to earn it.
I just let
right.
it shut up. I just let it burn inside of me that they would never know I did this on my own. I was like, I don't need to tell you. It was the first time I've ever
And
done
here's what's
anything
crazy.
like that.
As if you could take flat tummy tea and then we got a call, let's go. As if you could just take flat tummy tea and then you.
But even the thought that they thought I was that desperate.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a little pouch. I have an 18-year-old daughter.
Yeah, fuck
She's
them.
still there.
What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Hey, Adam from Atlanta. Hey, Dante.
What
hey,
up,
Harry.
Adam?
I'm
How
a
are you?
long-time listener.
Say better
I
say
have
hello
a
to
quick
Khalees.
question.
You gotta say hello to Khalees.
Hello, Khalees. How are you?
All right, what's going on, Faye? What's up, Adam?
I'm a long-time listener, and I heard you say that I know you pride yourself on truth, and I was hearing you tell the story about how you're 58 years old, and if you don't have room for awkwardness and you just won't be available, right?
Yeah.
So when you'll see them in public and you'll go, hey, you're cheerful, and they say, let's hang out, and you're like, okay, and then you just won't respond. Wouldn't that be considered still dishonest, though?
What do you mean they won't respond? They say hang out.
You won't respond. You said you just won't be available. You just you earlier just said you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, but then
if I say okay, then that was my intention. But if they are asking, if they're pressing me about whatever, when can we? I go, yeah, man, I'm not fucking with you. And Harry's seen me. I don't fuck with you, dog.
Yeah. A lot of people.
Oh, okay. Well, I just saw that on the video when you said
No.
that.
What I'm saying is if they're not, because what will happen is people who are not serious about anything, what they do is they don't pursue. They just talk, and then they don't pursue. But if somebody calls me up and goes, yo, dog, I don't fuck with you. You know that.
So let me ask you this. So it wouldn't be this, like sometimes I could tell when someone is just talking. It's not considered in your view dishonest. Just be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you don't got to be
like
it's not your job to police people and then like hold them. Like people yap all the time.
Yeah, we should get drinks.
Got it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I pride myself on integrity, but sometimes I'm so specific where even if I disagree, I'm like,
well, I agree.
just
I agree with
words.
that. I tell this story all the time. I was I was doing some road work and I was doing stand up and I came in and I doing some road work and I called my friend up and he was like, yo, should have called me. I'd have picked you up I'd have picked you up from the airport. And I was like, nah, I took a cab, right? And I realized
Yeah.
that I took an Uber, not a cab. And I called him back and I said, yo.
I've heard you tell this. Yeah.
I go, yo, my bad. I took an Uber. It wasn't a cab. He's like, what? And I'm like, he goes, why does that matter? And I said, well, it matters to me. And because it matters to me, what it also does is signal to him how serious I am about my honesty. You understand?
Okay.
So everything is interwoven, you know? Everything.
I've done that. When I told somebody I left the party, I said I was tired, and immediately I texted him. I was like, "No, I just started feeling weird."
Yeah, right.
Immediately.
Right. I mean, Khaleesi's so
but
honest.
in the moment,
yeah.
But like in casual, in the moment, if you can sense that someone's not about it, you're okay with just going, all right, yeah, just to keep the conversation moving along.
I usually don't say let's do that. I don't do that
No,
either.
if somebody goes, let's hang out, Dante will go. We'll give you an answer because that's an invite.
Yeah.
If you invite him, Dante will go, yeah, nah, man. I'm not doing that. I remember one time, this fucking, I mean, this is sort of a similar thing, but there was a guy at a bar or something. He was a Howard Stern impersonator. That's what he did. And he wanted to give you his card. And Dante goes, nah, man, we don't have to do that. I don't want your card.
He's like, why?
What am I gonna do with that card, bro?
I'm not fucking with you.
I don't need a Howard Stern impersonator. I don't want to talk shop with you.
It's nothing. And, I was polite. I was like, nah, that's all right. Thanks.
Okay. I just heard the conversation. I'm like, well.
Yeah, I think the balance is that you're not being an asshole too. Like you don't want to treat people worse than you would treat a stranger. You know what I mean?
Okay. Because usually I feel like if someone says, hit me up about this or whatever, I'll say yes, but it's usually the burden's on them to like follow up with me to do it. I'm not going to go out of my way.
I'll go hit me up. Like I just got a call from one of my frat brothers. He was like, yo, let me know when you're doing the show. I was like, let me know when you want to go.
Okay.
And then the burden is on. It's like ping pong. You got to serve before
Let me
you
tell you
get to
something.
the
The only
point.
reason we ever did Man School was a bunch of different people have asked me to do podcasts over the years. Like, hey, do you want to do this? And I was like, sure. And Dante was the only one who ever followed up. Because Dante was like, let's do a podcast. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Here's my number. Dante was the only one who ever followed up. He goes, I got the board and I got the microphones. And all right, I got a studio space. I'm like, oh shit, we're doing a podcast now. Because everybody else is full of shit.
I mean,
and I got to the point where I was like, yeah, if you want to do something, you hit me up because I'm not.
Because everybody talks shit.
Everyone talks shit.
Yeah.
That happened to me. I keep trying not to tell the story,
Yeah,
but because
tell it.
Probably she won't listen.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
a good friend of mine who helped me with my daughter when she was a baby told me, okay, her daughter is pregnant, and can I help her out? And I reached out and I was like, let's have brunch. Let's talk about it. I'm so excited for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I cleared my schedule on a Saturday, and then. The morning comes around and she's like, oh, I'm actually meeting up with friends. And so I said, that's fine. You take care. And I said, you let me know if you ever need me. And I haven't reached out to her about it again. I'm not chasing you to help you.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then people are dead, and then they'll hold, you never call me. Yeah, come dog.
I don't have the energy.
No, you can't. But yo, does that answer your question, bro?
It does, kind of.
When you say kind of, why do you say kind of? That's not good enough for me. What I'm saying to you,
I don't want to be a stickler because I know I have. It's just the example you gave earlier. It probably was just speaking fast. Was simply when the guy said to you, "Let's hang out." You're like, "Oh yeah," and then you just don't respond.
I would go holler at me. I go holler at me.
But would you do that if you hated the person?
No, I go.
Yeah, that's different.
I'm not fucking with you, dog. I'm not fucking with you. You know I don't fuck with you.
All right, take care, man.
All right, brother. It's a crazy thing, but I'll tell you, even like what happens is sometimes you can become so empowered by your truth that you get to be an asshole. So, like, everybody. I mean, I've talked about this. My little sister, my middle sister. She was a cunt. She was horrible to me my whole life. And
how's she doing now?
She's dead.
Oh. Oh, okay.
And I remember, like, I was just so tired of her shit, right? That she would say hi. We got a call. Bring it on. Let me just get him real quick. Yo, what's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Yo, Dante, what's going on? It's Theo, man. I'm back. Harry, what's up?
Hey, Theo, how you doing, man?
Theo, hold on one second. Let me finish this point.
Sure, go ahead.
So, thanks. What happened? So I was so like because of all the
abuse from the past, how
so she
mistreatment,
go
disrespect.
high, and I'd be like, "What the fuck that mean?" Like I was like, I'm literally treating her worse than I would treat a stranger, and I don't want to. I don't want to end up in excess because excess is not good either. So I was like, hey, what's going on? And I had to bring it down because I was being triggered, and being triggered is as weak as, even if it's aggressive, it's still weakness because you're allowing people to control your feelings. Like, you can't let their actions make you react. You have to be mindful and intentful about your thoughts. That's how your life stays happy. That's how you achieve your goals, is that you don't trigger. And then she was like, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to be friends. And I go, I don't want to be a friend. I go, I don't want to be a friend. I don't have space for that. And I was like, to be honest, she was like in her 70s. And I was like, understand something. I'm not taking care of you. Like, I'm not changing your diaper. I'm not rolling your wheelchair. I said, when you get the fuck out of here, you're on your own. You'll be sitting in a dirty pamper, staring out at some facility somewhere, because I'm not doing it.
That's her karma.
You got to go and get your you better suck some old dude's dick or something, figure something out, because I'm not doing it. Theo, what's going on, bro?
Oh, hey, man, I just want to reach out. So I wanted to let you know I actually had a similar issue to your last guest, but this one involved like more of like a co-worker environment, right? Where like some cool little chick I'm talking to at the job, nothing crazy. We hung out twice, and that was it. I called her up. She didn't get back to me, right? I saw her at the job. I was like, hey, like, listen, like, I really wanted to talk to you about something. Just call me back whenever you can. No big deal. Doesn't call me up. And then I noticed, like, I was like, all right, it seems like she's just not getting back. Okay, whatever. But the last time, when I was like,
stop.
hey, like,
So many steps in the water. We're so far deep in the water.
First of all, if I call you and you don't call me back, I have to assume you don't want to talk to me. Why I would call you again? Why would I even say, if the next time she sees me, she's supposed to have, I meant to call you. She should be copping a plea. And if she don't cop a plea, we're done. And you know that, Theo. You've consulted with me several times. You mentioned 4 different situations where you reached out. Yo, little shorty, whoop-de-woo. We was fucking around, but it was blah, 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 blah. I asked her. She didn't call me back. Then I saw her, and she was like, I really wanted to see you. And she was like, okay. And then you're drowning already. And this is why you need to do consultations. DanteNero.com. Wait a minute. DanteNero.com. Click on consult. Then you won't be making these mistakes. And even if you
Unless
finish
she
it,
fell down a well, there's nothing that's going to finish this.
You finishing strong is the reason why you have to finish strong, is because you didn't do what you were supposed to do in the first place. Do you understand that? So I'm going to let you finish the story, but it's null and void, because if you had handled this properly in the first place, like I have told you how to handle it, then you wouldn't have to go to step 6. But go ahead, what's step 6?
I was going to say, she got back to me on the same energy that you're talking about, started like being like apologetic and whole nine. But I noticed it doesn't lead to a changed behavior, right? So like what will happen is like she'll like see me and like say like goofy like highs and shit while I'm in like the middle of something, right? But like the energy is real like elusive, right? And I'm trying to like address it, so I hear like I really don't fuck with that. But I can't do it in the workspace somewhat, and then the conversation for that to be had, the space isn't created for it, right? Because I'm not getting that reach back, right? As far as the actual conversation, like the actual call, right?
So
And
if
I'm
she
not gonna
doesn't
keep
call
that
you
telling,
back
like,
on
yo,
your, if she doesn't call you back on your personal time, it's done. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean that's really it. I mean,
yeah, but here's my thing, Theo, and I'm cool as shit, and we've known each other we've done consultations the whole 9. You're trying to justify step 8, right? When you should have done this on step 1. And you're right. Like, you gotta understand something. If you dating rattlesnakes, just because you didn't get bit this date on this date doesn't mean you're not gonna get bit. The nature of a rattlesnake is to bite your ass. So stop treating rattlesnakes like they're bunny rabbits. Now, the fact that she called back and stuff, all you have to do, all it takes is to be clear. But I'm going to tell you, Theo, this reason why you didn't make it clear is because you don't have the self-esteem to say what's in your heart, because you still trying to beat. You trying to smash, and so you trying to stay in the game so that hopefully things will turn your way. What you don't understand is the thing that changes the energy is when you direct the energy. When you're being the guy who sets the tone. But you're not you playing defense. If I just don't say this, if I don't say that, I hit her up and I was busy right now. I was in school. Listen, if somebody says something crazy, if I'm at the job, I go, listen, can we talk to you for a minute? You couldn't have did that at the job?
The environment, it's just there's no privacy.
Theo,
you know what I'm saying?
You couldn't have pulled her aside. Can I speak to you a minute? Go in the staircase or whatever the fuck it is. Can I talk to you for a minute and straighten that? Could you have done that?
You're right. I could have found more.
Okay, so you're making excuses about this when I already know what the fuck it is.
But what would he have conversed with her about? Because
nothing. Because if she didn't call him, it's nothing.
Have called back.
But the fact that even the fact that you just look, it's. Hey, Kalisa, if I say, really, I don't fuck around like that. I get that might be what you're comfortable with. I like you. But if you, I think we need to start up front about the respect. Mm-hmm. And if you can't do that, I totally get it. I'm gonna make my exit.
Right.
I've had a chick call me. She was calling me something. She called me a dummy or something from Baltimore or something.
Dickhead.
Dickhead. She called me a dickhead, and I was like, don't ever call me out my name like that again. I said, I have respected you since the day I met you, and I don't want you. I was just playing. I said, I don't care if you're playing. Well, you being all, and why you taking things? Did you hear what I said? Either talk to me by my name, or don't talk to me at all. And this was in the green room full. I don't give a shit if everybody's uncomfortable because I'm checking this goofy bitch. Yeah. I don't care.
You eat those buffalo wings awkwardly.
Whatever. And everybody
dipping that into the ranch.
But I guess
People
what?
sipping their sodas extra long.
I'm sorry. And I also don't belabor her and drag her through the mud if she goes, I'm sorry. I mean, no problem. Pass me the buffalo wings. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I also don't want to be that person where I'm dragging you through the mud. But what you're saying is, Theo, and we've done consultations. I haven't done a consultation, but this is the same problem you had when we were doing consultations before. And then when I call you on it, it's excuses. And you're making this, and this is based on self-esteem. Why does somebody who is not giving you the energy, the time, the energy, and the respect that you deserve or that you want, why are you fucking with somebody who doesn't do that? I'm not asking you to answer that, but that's a question that you need to deal with every day when you need to ask that until you find the answer. Or hit me up at DanteNero.com. Click on consult. You can consult with me in one-on-one consultations. But, Theo, we've done this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for calling, dog. You're still my man. All right?
Appreciate it. Thanks, Harry. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, man. Always good, Theo. Is there ever a time where you don't accept an apology? Because I've had to not accept some apologies. Shout out to my dad. Anyway.
An apology is an action. Apology is an action word. If somebody apologizes, there should be an action behind it to show that it's sincere. And if you're not willing to do something different, then why would you take the apology? You're just going to deal with the other shit.
Of it
it's
later.
just like what Theo said. You end up. This doesn't change the behavior. And sometimes people are sincere, and sometimes they are incapable. They don't have the intellectual or the emotional maturity to actually change, and they're not in that place. But now the fact that you got bed bugs, now I got to get bed bugs because you won't clean your house. Like, fuck out of here. It's like, why do that?
That's such an important distinction for me. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
But it's a distinction that matters, because I used to let people slide if they couldn't do it. But now I realize it's like, if either you can do it or you don't want to do it or you can't do it, and the don't want to do it or can't do it, they're the same people.
Thing. I'm not getting what I want out of this.
Yeah.
And I always say this. When I was 40, I started removing people telephone numbers up 513-202 Nero. I used to, when I was 40, I was like, I'm not going to, people that are a burden to my friendship, I will eliminate them, right? And then when I got 50, I was like, I'm going to start removing people who are not advantageous to, if they don't uplift
add
my,
something to your life.
and if they don't, and now
not just
I'm
people who take away from your life. Now you're like, if you're not adding something to my life,
because I'm gonna add to
get
your
rid of it.
life.
Sure.
I know anybody that knows me knows that if I'm your friend, I will add to your life in some way or another. That's going to happen. Then it gets to the point where I go, just because you add, do you add enough to my life? Because, like I said, my time is the commodity. So I'm wasting my time on people who are unworthy. And when they're unworthy,
you're to the point where you will not have a conversation that's a waste of time. If somebody's you not only you will not have a conversation. You will not sit next to somebody having a boring conversation without going, shut up.
I can't. I agree with that. I can't. Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So you said something earlier about the honesty, and I do that, and so I'm learning how to do that in a little more controlled way. But is it masculine energy that I? So like I work at the New York Comedy Club on the West Side, and the guy comes in. He's the guy who does the cleaning. He's just the guy who takes the money, and he has people who work for him. And I do not like how he cleans the environment. And I love the ladies who come to the 4th Street. They don't speak English. They clean the hell out of the environment, right? And then last week he was like, "Oh, I just got 4th Street," and I was so sad. I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, we're doing 4th Street." I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sending the guy." He's like, "What?" I said, I'm gonna really miss the other lady. She was a really good cleaner. And he goes, "What? We're not?" I go, "No." I said, "Look," I pointed it out. I said, "Look, you see that dirt behind the podium? She don't leave no dirt behind the podium."
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, so I'm not as good. We're not as good as them?"
I just said that.
"No,
Yeah.
you're not as good as them. How much do I pay you for this?"
Right.
And I was like, "Am I being evil?" And I was like, "No, you asked me."
You asked me.
And I felt like, "Are you trying to?" I'm like,
he's trying to bully you.
I'm like, "You trying to antagonize me?"
Yeah.
trying to,
so I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. I said, no, you're not nearly as good as them.
They're
not
trying to use
nearly as
guilt
good
as
as
a-
them.
as
And
a
then I said, it's
weapon.
one lady, and I said she stays for 4 hours. I said she puts a mop on the fixtures. I said, look up. I said, all right, let me pay you.
She's Dominican.
She's Spanish. I speak to her through my
Yeah,
co-pilot, through my Bing app.
Yeah,
But I love
Dante,
her,
can
and
you
she
do
was
your-
there
even
today.
if-
Thank God. So I don't even know. I think he heard me tell them that they need to get her for the Upper West Side. I think somebody told on me because I was like, "You're not even there. So what's happening?"
Dante, even though you've never met this lady, she's Latina. Can you do your impression, your famous
What,
impression of?
Mine, Sophia
Yeah,
Navarro?
yeah.
Oh my God, it's so dirty.
I can't eat my pizza.
This is so crazy. I know.
All I
Dead
know
on.
is pizza.
Dead on,
Dead on,
accurate.
dead on. That's the only impression that Godfrey lets me do.
Is that one?
That's it. He don't let me do no impressions. Yeah, we got a call. Let's go.
Yo, what up, Dante? This Ace from Philly again, bro.
What happened, Ace? What's going on?
In the meantime, wow, some stuff went down
What
the
happened
last
since
time.
we spoke? 20
No. I want to go. I know you do the relationship thing, and I appreciate it. Me and my wife been listening to you for a long time.
Ace, you got to move on. This is your second call. Let's get to the point.
Let's get to the point. My point is, I want to go political, bro.
What do you mean political?
You want to talk politics?
No. I'm saying basically, what do you think about this fucking Doge shit and all these right wingers?
Okay, let me. Here's what I would think. If you listen to my content, the principles are ACE: authenticity, credibility, and empathy. Right? Do you think that they're telling the truth?
Hell to the fucking now.
Do you think that the intention is to cut waste when Elon Musk just got a $400 billion contract for armored Tesla vehicles? Do you think that that's honest? Where you're talking about corruption and so on and so forth, but you're getting a contract that benefits you, so you're cutting veterans' pay, Social Security, research for cancer, children, youth cancer, and then you're getting a $400 billion contract. That lacks credibility. And then where's the empathy in that? The fact that you have taken
veteran assistance.
IRS to federal workers and fired them with an email. Hit me. I've been working for the feds for 20 years, and you go, here's an email. Give me a bullet point, 5 bullet points that justified your work, and if not, I'm firing you. Which is even if you're going to take that harsh way of doing things, but on the back end, you getting a $400 million. You ask me, what do I think? It's so clear. This is what I'm saying about Ace. It doesn't give space for the bullshit. If you are untrustworthy, if you are a liar, if you are inauthentic, if you are who has 14 kids, 9 baby mamas, and thinks that they actually, while you're in the White House, you just drop a baby and you don't care about the rearing and the raising of these children, you clearly are an unserious parent. And so now you just create horrible people because of your lack of all the problems we have in today is the inability. And you gotta go, babe.
No, my shoe just hurts.
Okay.
A little.
And if you you have 14 kids and you're not taking care of them, where's your credibility?
Nowhere.
So I've had guys tell me that I have Trump derangements. I go, does he lie? Well, everybody lies, which is yes. I said, does he keep his word? No. Well, all politics. Is he empathetic to other people? No. Well, then that's my answer. It's not even. It's really not even political. It's philosophical.
But you're fine with the salute, though, right? You're fine.
I'm fine.
The Roman salute. You love a Roman salute.
I love a Roman salute. My last name is Nero.
He
was an Italian emperor. All right, Ace.
Yes, sir.
And anything we do, any question you have, if you learn to refer it back to Ace, it always works out, you know?
You got it.
Okay. All right, Ace. Thanks for calling back.
I love that they're going, it's a Roman salute, but like if you're going to do everything the Romans do, you know what else? Oh, we got it.
$10 from Theo. Thank you, Theo. Thank you. I didn't mean to be so rough on you. I was a little rough on it, but I mean, Theo, like you know better.
Tough love.
You know better, dog. And I mean, I want the best for you. That's why I don't take no bullshit. I kind of feel it annoys me when people are like, stop trying to fool. I don't think you're trying to fool me, but it's like, come on,
trying
dog.
to fool yourself.
Yeah, I want the best for you. I really do. I want the best for everybody that in the sound of they can hear my voice. I want the absolute best because the best for you is the best for me, and that's the kind of community that we'll be that I would love to have. People who are honest and give a fuck about each other and keep their word. That would leave no space for nothing, for no bullshit. So there's that. Yeah.
I mean,
was weird.
Listen, you beat the shit out of me. I mean, and I was your friend. Like, it was tough. I mean, you really were hard, but I needed it. Because I was stubborn and scared, and I didn't want to do it. Like, I can't be like you, and I'm different. It's just not meant for me because I had a defeatist mentality. Shout out to my dad. I had a defeatist mentality.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think I was, I could, any of that was for me. I didn't deserve that. I didn't think I deserved that.
Yeah.
So I would still try to do these things and try to do what everyone else was doing, like take a bit of your advice. And then when it didn't exactly go the way I wanted to, I would hope that it would work because this one chick is different.
Yeah.
You have to stop me out.
And Harry has got a girlfriend that respects him, and he don't take no shit. Can you mind me? Can I tell the story about the birthday hat?
The birthday? Oh, this was somebody else. Yeah. You can tell the story.
All right. So here's when Harry had a birthday. He had his first wife. He had split up with her. She was dating somebody else, right? But they were still cool, and they were still connected to each other by because of healthcare and stuff like that. And she's like, but she still had.
We only got married for healthcare reasons, but we were a couple.
Yeah, we were a couple for a long time. And she buys a hat and does like puff paint and glitter, and she puts on the hat, bitch boy.
Whoa.
Birthday
bitch is a hat that
and he was like, I don't give a shit. And then he took a picture with it, put it on his Instagram, because this chick was so abusive and he was so accustomed to being abused by her that it was just like, I just don't want to take
Well,
it.
no, I initially didn't. It didn't bother me, but
it should have.
It should have bothered me. That's
Right.
the point, more than
But
anything.
that's what I'm saying. She had beat you down to the point where it didn't bother you. It was like, this is how she should.
But it would be from anybody who would give me that hat. I should not have put it on.
Right.
In hindsight.
I agree
shouldn't have.
100%. But what I'm saying is, I don't think you would have put it on if it was somebody else. But she was such an awful human being that the wrath of her, of standing up to her is so. And here's the thing. Ultimately, when Harry turned the corner and he started giving a fuck about himself, she was the nastiest. Like, she was amazingly disrespectful. The minute she didn't have a place to shit on him or kick him in the, he wasn't gonna let her kick him in the ass anymore. She had no use for him at all. And this is what we talk about when people have that particular abusive constitution. And like you said, it could be she definitely is going through some shit. There's probably some family shit.
Oh, most definitely. But that's
and
not
whatever.
my
But
problem.
I don't, like you said, you don't get out of it. You don't get a pass for it. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, nobody's perfect, but at the very least, you got to be in a situation where you got to be willing to move forward. Otherwise, you're asking me to put up with your shit. 513-202-NERO, N-E-R-O, 513-202-NERO, phone lines are open.
And I was going to say, just because somebody is going through some shit doesn't mean you have to tolerate it, and doesn't mean that you have to put yourself in that vicinity either.
Yeah.
You know, they can be going through whatever they want to go through, but you don't have to do it with me, and I don't have to be part of this. And that's my choice.
I never even told you. That hurt my heart.
That bothered you more than it did me, but I understand in hindsight why it should have mattered.
If I let somebody do that to me, what would you think?
I would have thought you were having fun ironically, but I also understand why it matters.
Knowing me, if I put birthday bitch, you must be out your motherfucking. I just had some. I just told you about the thing. Who gave me the fucking leftovers? Some chick.
Oh, that was.
I'm not even gonna get into it because we talked about it before. But just like
we talked about it last.
I see you. Like I see you.
I see what you're doing, motherfucker.
And then because I'm upset by your mistreatment, then I'm the one. Get the fuck out of here.
You know, it reminds me of so my mom was the first black female police officer in Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah.
And on their first day, when they were all just getting in and they had their little plaques, they put Leah Joe Honky. And she's in a picture. She's like smiling. She's like laughing with the joke, but it's like this is her first moment, and they know they never had to work with a black woman before.
And then
the first thought was, let's.
She's
fuck
very
with
light,
her.
so the first thought was, let's make her name fucked up.
Honky.
Leah Joe Honky.
Yeah,
Her
and
name is Leah Joy Hawkins.
I know a lot. I know a lot of law enforcement, but you got to understand. Also, what happens is there's a date. Like if you call for backup, and you the person who they don't fuck with, you on your own.
Yeah.
Right. So
And
you
they've
gotta
done that.
You got to sit there and just.
Oh yeah, they didn't
tolerate
give
the
her a
joke.
partner for years.
Just let her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you're being nice. For what?
For what?
So they can
To what end?
So
Yeah.
they can keep fucking you over, and it never stops. This is the thing about even in stand up, you get somebody and they heckle and you check them. If they stop, it's cool. But if they re-up, yo, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this back and forth because you don't respect the process. 513-202 NERO. Maybe I was too rough on Theo. Nobody wants to call it. But I mean,
You've been harsh on a couple people
Yeah,
tonight.
because-
But it's you want the best for them.
I really do, and I do give a fuck. Anybody who's done a consultation, DanteNero.com, click on consult. Also, don't forget the Patreon. It's Patreon, www.patreon.com/manschool202. That's a Patreon. That's how you can be able to support the show and keep it going and keep this contact going.
Can I ask Khalees how she's doing, how her dating life is going since we have her here?
Nobody wants me.
Oh, I can't
It's
imagine.
weird.
Niggas want you.
No, they don't. It's crazy. Like it's like It's really,
You
really,
gonna have
really
motherfuckers
weird.
sliding in your DM now.
Do you
boy.
have people slide in the DMs?
No.
None? Nobody's hitting on you during
Zero.
the day?
Dante, Nero, zero.
You gotta
Nobody.
you got to check the hidden parts. The hidden.
No,
There's a hidden section
I mean,
of
there's
the Instagram.
there's something I'm doing that's giving off.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Nobody. Yeah. Literally nobody.
Listen,
I've been
go to
single
Khalees
for
Hawkins'
2 years.
Instagram.
I had sex one time in the last 2 years, and that was just because my ex-boyfriend was around.
Oh boy, the one you left, so it's that almost doesn't count. That's just a long
It
gap
doesn't feel
between
like
you
it
and
counts.
him. Yeah.
Jesus, Khalees, you should have told me. If
was-
you wanted me to dust it off, knock the dust off, I would knock the dust off for you if you need it. If it's that bad, holler at me. Khalees always talks about how I'm the only one that wasn't a creeper when she came around. That
Yeah, you and Dave.
Dave Chappelle.
No.
Dave.
Dave.
Temple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't. Never mind.
No, you just never are. No, it's not like you don't appreciate what I look like.
Oh yeah, I do.
You're that's
absolutely.
nice, but it's not ever. There is no version of this that's manipulation or
I'm not a
anything.
creep. I don't know how to be. I would just say something.
Yeah.
Because it's just.
You can't be a creep because creeps sneak around. You just
Yeah,
go
I'd be
right
like,
through the
"Hey,
front
yo!"
door.
Me some butt.
A creep is like sneaking through the bushes. You use one of those drug busting battering rams. Right through
Excuse me.
And even this, when you're being sweet like this, I call it sweet. Even when you're being sweet, it's not even. There's no intent behind it. It's just like you look good, it's more celebratory. I don't feel like there's any intent.
It would be celebratory even if it wasn't intent. I think the point is that there's a. Like I tell guys this all the time, that your honesty is the most attractive thing about somebody. Now, don't get me wrong. You have people who are twisted and they've had so many issues that they're dealing with. Women are dealing with their own issues and whatever. But it's crazy. Yamanika came on, and we were talking today, and she was like, she's like, I just feel. She says, I know that you take charge and you don't. You know what I'm saying? You stay in control. You're always in control. She said, but I don't feel unseen. Like you see me and you, and that's the thing. Is a lot of people will talk about how Yamini could be getting at motherfuckers, but we don't have that problem. We don't. It's because the worst thing in the world is for a woman is to be unseen, to not feel as though I see you, I see your problem, and I don't always agree with the assessment, but I see you and I get it.
I'll see you and I'll hear you.
Yeah,
I'll hear
and
what
I'm
you have
hear
to
you.
say.
Yeah. And that goes to being present. And we were talking about stand-up. I watched Khalees, very funny comic. I watched her this weekend. We were uptown, and it was such a joy to watch her. I mean, I've seen veteran comics that are like have more experience than her, but it was just so interesting watching her, just the honesty and what she was, and she's goofy and weird and all of those things. But it's just it's a beautiful thing when you're able to see the truth in somebody, and the flaws and all, and that. And I think a lot of times people don't really, they don't get that. Because it's
Not
all
even
upset.
audience members come up to me. It's crazy.
Yeah, like what do you think Khalees can do to change this dry streak?
And that one guy
here?
came up to me, like we were talking about the chef.
Yeah.
He added me, and I messaged him, hey, whatever. I reciprocated, and then I never heard from him again.
Well, here's the other thing, and you could talk to this.
Sure.
How women think they're throwing pussy at you because they said hello.
Yeah,
like
that's what my girlfriend did.
She was like, I was throwing it at you.
You just
I
liked a
definitely
couple of my
wasn't
posts.
throwing it at him.
You said hi.
I definitely wasn't throwing it at him. But I did approach this guy on the street I saw when I was walking the PATH train. He looked nice enough. I approached him. I hung out with him a couple of times. And then it just didn't go anywhere.
What'd you see? What'd you say when you met him in the PATH?
I said, something just made me want to come up to you, say hello.
Nice.
Good enough.
Nice.
Good
Well,
enough.
because all a woman has to do is come up to you. That's an amazing fucking story.
Yeah, because that don't happen. That don't happen.
You live off
I
that story
have
for
to
a
come up to
week.
people. Nobody comes up to me.
Well, I think they're also intimidated by you. I mean, like when she,
Why?
like you gotta see, and check out Khalees. Is Khalees Hawkins? Is your
Calise Hawkins.
Yeah, when you look at Khalees, got some model pictures. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, there is that vibe of the thing. It is very fashiony. You do look like with those braids now, and it's all
I don't
sheer
always
white.
look like this.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I could see
for my birthday. I'm gonna be 45.
Yeah.
I never get approached by grown men either.
Yeah, well, but this is what the show is about: is building dudes up. 513-202-NERO. Somebody call in.
Build one for me.
We got to shut this down in a minute.
Build me
but
a
I'm
man,
trying to
Dante.
get guys to understand what their responsibility as a man, like how to make better dudes, and a lot of times you can't. What I always say, it's hard to fix it from the woman's. Even when there's relationship problems, it's hard to fix it from the woman's side, because if there's a guy who you're not, maybe you think he's cute or whatever, but you're not really interested, and your girlfriends go, "Girl, give him a chance. He's a nice guy."
It's over.
It's over. Because what you're asking her to do is, you're saying that this guy is too weak for her. What I want you to do is lower your standards so that he can have access.
No one sees Idris Elba and goes, "Give him a chance. The poor, just give him a shot."
Give me such a sweet guy. It's just weird because you have to make the guy stronger and build his confidence. You can't ask the girl to be weaker, because a woman only dates a guy who she thinks is better than her. Now, better is a relative term. Like, better could be anything. He could be emotionally more mature. He could be stronger. He could be more. Whatever she
Fun,
perceives
more
as
energetic,
whatever
yeah.
she's lacking, women are attracted to guys who are better than them at that thing that they're lacking, because it makes them feel safe. Like, you're with them. It's like you're feeling that you're spackling those cracks, and that's what builds the attraction. You cannot.
So what do guys want?
Well, guys want peace of mind. They want somebody who wants them to be happy, who's paying attention and recognizes the things that want to make them happy. We got one more call. I think that's what it is. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, man? It's Daryl from Rhode Island.
What up, Daryl? How you doing, bro? How can I help you, bro?
I get a quick question just on if honesty is, and like the difference between honesty and like social, as far as like social norms are concerned. Like,
so
if we're at a comedy show or something like that,
Go ahead.
and like, I don't know, I feel offended from something you said, would it be dishonest for me not that this is a hypothetical, but like, would it be dishonest for me not to say something to you, being like, yo, what you said was offended? Otherwise,
I don't. The point is, you go into a comedy show, and people are. It is their expression.
That's a bad example.
Yeah,
it could be anything, So
I mean,
he's saying, do you say something or let it go? When people,
and this is I guess this is the tweak in this. I don't mention it until it's pointed directly at me. If this is a overall, like, oh, this is what I think, and nobody's asking my opinion, I like whatever. Whatever the fuck you think, you think. But the point is, you have to. I've also realized it's not my job to police the world. What I have to do is police my circle. And so
you're like a Dracula. You have to be invited in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You invite me in,
Yeah.
and then I'm
That's
draining
great.
everybody's, draining the blood out of. But yeah.
well,
So
as far as like approaching people or
Approaching-
saying how
like, what do you
feel in
mean?
Any given about saying how you feel in almost any given environment, where like is at work speaking up, because sometimes you're like, well, it seems as though this is I guess speaking your truth, but then also not wanting to be too abrasive.
Give
in
me.
certain
Well,
environments,
I don't
you
think
know?
that you should ever be abrasive, but the point
Not
is,
abrasive, but I guess maybe brutally honest.
give me
is
a,
one
give me.
word that
Well,
I know is
brutally, a lot of times, I think you have to kind of.
exactly what's on your mind, you know.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, if you got a girl, she goes, "Do I look fat in this dress?" And you be like, "Yeah, like a pig with lipstick." That's not. I mean, even if that's what you thought, you don't
not
want to.
helpful.
You still have to keep in mind empathy, right? So the three principles is authenticity, credibility, and empathy. So I think you have to keep in mind the empathy, but not at the
But you can't be too empathetic and sacrifice yourself.
there's a
'cause
balance.
Then you're at the other end of the.
Well, if you can't, it's hard to be honest. It's if you're being honest, right? Here's the thing. I was a knuckle up dude. You know what I'm saying? I was a dude who like if it was some smoke, I was all about the smoke, right? So if there was a problem, or so I've heard, right? If there's a problem,
Statute of limitations on some of these things.
Yeah,
is,
I'm still, but
allegedly.
But the point, what I've realized, what I've adjusted, and this is what's interesting about this show, is that I'm still evolving, and as I'm evolving, I'm tweaking and polishing the philosophies. So I will always. The world is big enough that I can operate out of the purview of other people. And so if I can avoid somebody who has a negative effect, but if somebody brings it to me, I'm about to smoke.
Yeah. Well, how about like, do you change how you are around
No.
other groups of people? If you're
No.
doing a show
Absolutely
for
not.
like an elderly home,
No.
Upstate New
Absolutely
York,
not.
would be the same
I'll tell you
material
this.
as Friday
Absolutely
night
not.
down
He performs the same way. Listen, I don't have that ability yet. One day I hope to. But I was thinking about Dante the other night because there's more and more kids in the audience, right?
Yeah.
And and I was like playing around, and sometimes I like playing around the line of like
Yeah.
almost cursing, and I was like, then other comedians go right in. I'm like, oh, Dante would not change any of this.
No.
This kid is here, and Dante's going to be like, not only is he's going to steer right into it.
Right. I also am not going to do a show at the fucking at Chuck E. Cheese either.
Right.
I know I'm smart enough to know what's appropriate. But if you hire me, I've turned gigs down. No, we really want you. I go, no, you don't. They go, yeah. I was like, I should understand something. I'm not going to bite my tongue. I'm not going to have you. I've done this long enough that I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm
not going to alter what I do.
This
and
is
who
my
I am.
art. This is my art. And as a stand-up comedy, I will not compromise my art. Now, you might be able to. The money that you got paid to get me to adjust is even that. It's a lot. I mean, if I don't want to do something, I've always tried to price myself out. Like I had somebody wanted me to do like 20 minutes at a karaoke part. It was a birthday party for a girl at a karaoke spot. And I was like, yeah, is there a stage? Yeah, no, well, this is kind of a stage. And it was just like,
this sounds like a disaster.
I was like, 20 grand. And the guy was like, okay. I was like, fuck.
Wow.
So, all right, I'll do 20. And I went in. Here's the funny thing. I went in, took the 20 grand, and I shitted on the party for 20 minutes. And they loved it because I was like, this bullshit here. This motherfucker had 20 grand. I wish I was rich so I wouldn't have to do this bullshit and this fucking goofy ass. I shitted on the equipment, the mic, the people. Look at it. And the guy who did it, I was like, this dumb motherfucker gave me 20 grand. Like, but I mean, I think I also have a way of doing it in a way that it's funny enough that people still enjoy it. But I mean, I think there's art is a sacred thing, and me and Khalees was talking about this. The honesty of what you do is what people love. That's what makes you special.
Yeah.
There's a lot of famous comics who are just liars, and they're really famous, and they make more money than I make, and more money than maybe I'll ever make. But I'm happy what I do. Khalees was like, I watched Khalees, and she did such. I was sitting down. I just enjoyed her so much, right?
Because I had overheard a pep talk of him talking to the manager saying somebody wasn't being authentic, and all it matters is honesty, and it wasn't real. And it was getting in my head like, okay, yeah, because I had been practicing not just doing the rehearsed jokes and not just sounding like me again, but actually talking to the people who are in the room and not matching their vibe, but reacting off of what their vibe already is. And so I ended up doing that. I ended up talking to them based off of where they were already at. And Dante came to the room and saw it. And I was so proud of myself. And I left the room. And then Dante gets on stage doing the same thing. And he's crushing. I hear so many more laughs. I hear so many more cheers.
She was like, I'm going to get out of here.
I was feeling pretty good. I think I'm going to go home.
But it was so good. I mean, and I call you. I was like, it was so good. I mean, you know, like there's also things, you know, I've been doing it longer than Khalees, and I also know how to shorten it and tighten it where it gets it hits hard. But I just don't think that I think you would have to give me a scenario. Give me a scenario like where you think you would, and I'll answer that, and then we gotta get out of here because.
I think the right word is like the self-editing when you're feeling something and then you push back what you want to say but don't because you're like, you know what, it could be with women, it could be on. But
why?
Conversation,
I think what's
at
also
the dinner table with.
I also think what's important is what is. Why are you self-editing?
Well, I think holding back.
No. I'm asking you specifically. Like, give me a scenario where you would self-edit, and I'll tell you if I think it's, you know, and understand something. Like I said this earlier. 2 things you will have to do for the rest of your life is ask for forgiveness and give forgiveness. And I think if you put your feet on the floor in the morning when you get up and you approach it with honesty and generosity, right, with the intent of honesty and righteousness, right? Sometimes you go too far. And if you go too far, I apologize. And having seen me,
sure.
And my apologies, nobody gives a more sincere apology than I do. Not because I practice it, because I'm really sorry.
You mean it.
I mean it.
Yeah.
But if I'm being sincere and you're blowing, I will also eat a fucking dick. Fuck you. You're like as if you're perfect. And now you want to hold me, you want to twist the thumb screws. So I think if you approach it with I think the intent is important. And if your intent is righteous, yes, sometimes.
What about how about this? Khalees is with you in the comics at a show or something like that. And somebody's like, "Hey, I really want to approach her. I think she's beautiful, loved her set, and would love to talk to her, but I feel like I don't want to interrupt that circle." You know what I mean? It seems. And then you don't do it because
that's
maybe
crazy.
that's fear or something.
I'm gonna go right. First of all, let me explain something to you. If you that dude and you feel that, and you go into the middle of the circle and you say, "Excuse me, I just wanted to say I think your set was amazing. I think you're beautiful and whatever." Do you understand how sexy that? Right? Am I like? Especially if it's a cruel motherfuckers and you go, excuse me, like why do you think people love when they do? Why do people propose at a baseball game? Like there's a whole ass baseball game going on. You interrupted for your bullshit. Like what? You understand what I'm saying? I don't see where it's a situation where if you lead with honesty and righteousness, I think there's been times when like I remember calling this chick a basic bitch, right? And I was absolutely like, it was some funky shit.
How is your sister?
She's dead.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry.
There was a situation where I called her a basic bitch, and I was angry because even when I explained how she was disrespectful, she lied and like what we would call gaslit me. Like I don't know what you're doing. And then she said, I'm sorry she said, I'm sorry that my act of kindness wasn't as kind as you thought it was. It just was, and I was like, yo, you should shut the fuck up, because now you're gonna make me into some. So, but I think you can apologize if things are wrong, you can apologize. Okay?
Mm.
You get, and I think if you approach it that way, you're good. All right?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, brother. I appreciate you. Yo, real quick, Harry, how can they find you?
You could go to all my social media at Harry Turjanian, and if you want to do a consultation with me, you could email me at advicefromharry@gmail.com.
Khalees, please.
I live in. No, I'm just kidding. At CALISEHAWKINS on Instagram.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's
That's
what
it.
about your show?
I'm on Thursday. I'm doing a little burlesque so that I can loosen up and be free.
When is it? Thursday?
This Thursday at 9:15 at 78th Street and Broadway at the Upper West Side New York Comedy Club. I will be doing a little burlesque dance, and I'll be doing my show. I'm gonna have a saxophone player. I got Roy Wood Jr., Dina Hashem, Omar Thompson, and others. Max Antonucci. We got a lot of really
great
good,
lineup. Sounds
really
like
good comedians, friends of mine, Audrey Mora. I want to name them all now. Doug Urim and Ashley Morris.
Ashley Austin Morris.
Ashley Austin Morris,
Yeah.
and I was trying to say Choi,
Oh.
because she's married now.
Yeah.
And you guys, it's gonna be so fun. I have a really professional burlesque dancer, Adagio. She's gonna headline for me, and then I turn 45 at midnight, and I just hope somebody wanna kiss me.
Congratulations,
Kiss
sweetie.
me on my boobies.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Well,
that's a hell of a birthday. 45.
Sold that show out. God damn it. Y'all know how to get me everything. The Dante Nero. Please like and subscribe to Man School 202. If y'all are not, hit the bell so that you get when we go live. Also follow my Instagram, which is Dante Nero on YouTube as well. I'm gonna be putting up some more content on different content. Check that out. You know my Instagram. Don't forget the consultations at DanteNero.com. Click on consult. You can get a consultation. Don't forget the Patreon is patreon.com/manschool202. I love y'all, man. Peace. We out of here.
Man School 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.